our MC was the sword god. But then he got completely hooked on gaming. 7 years later, a virtual reality capsule came out. The only problem was, it was super expensive for real. So they told him about a streaming tournament, and the grand prize was the setup of his dreams. So subscribe right now, bro, smash that like button, and let's jump right into the story. Crowd is going wild, shocked by Guy's performance in game. Everyone in stands is stunned, and that fan over Ray is even crying from excitement over match. This event is insane, and everybody's losing it over this master-level display on stage. Scoreboard is on screen with champion holding strong at top while crowd freaks out over event. Champion is holding trophy on stage, and crowd is just completely losing it over her. Everybody loses it over champion's display as she dominates stage with her elite allies, while world loses it over champion. MC starts his real journey inside pod. Host announces moment when champion receives trophy on stage. Jaiha gives that confident smile, knowing game is about to get serious now. 6 years pass and story takes us straight to headquarters of this imposing company. MC walks up to reception all casual, ready to handle business at company. Virtual reality pod lid opens slowly, revealing high-tech interior. Slowly, pod lid opens and MC starts climbing out from inside it. MC opens his eyes, still processing everything that happened in game. Director Jihao gives a slight smile, watching MC wake up from close by. One calling shots here is, "Oh Jihae, research director at this R&D center." He opens his eyes and says, real calm like, that post-game feeling is way better now. Sitting up in pod, he says his body feels a lot lighter now. Jihai agrees and shows him how high-tech pod works. And Jihai lays out pod's technical details, showing how system operates. Jihai smiles, explaining that system guarantees total immersion for anyone. According to director, low synchronization won't be a problem in game. MC already looks like he doesn't trust what she's saying. With a grin, Jihai says that this little toy costs 100 million won. MC just stares, looking like he did not catch a thing, only damage. Jihai says it flat out, and MC is shocked by his measly 458 won in bank. But she flashes a mysterious smile, ready to put a proposal on table. Inside immersive pod, MC steps in, while several virtual lives glow around him. System explains that this device combines VR and industry to make any desire come true. And system kicks into full gear, showing this experience is going to be on Anor level. MC rushes in and drives sword straight into monster's head. Is pure impact. That monster takes a clean hit and gets slammed down hard, with no chance to react. Sword blades blazing, MC charges forward, ready to settle this fight. Now whole world's focus is on this game, and mood is already tense. This monster is an unstoppable giant, and MC doesn't hesitate, facing danger head-on. Blade light slices through air and tension spikes fast. Show's about to start. MC settles into stance with that flaming blade, ready to go all out. This tech turned into a huge craze, and now everybody's hooked on living inside game. But system glitched hard and MC ended up passed out, coughing blood inside pod. System crashed bad. Sync got stuck at 10% and game doesn't recognize him. Problem is, his sync was way too low for immersion in this virtual world. On bus, MC is just chilling, checking gameplay videos on his phone. He's scrolling feed, watching tips for beating tutorial and getting nothing but more annoyed. MC can't believe what he's seeing on his phone, letting out a total frustrated sigh. Staring at screen, MC is fed up with how bad this tutorial is. MC sits lost in thought, watching people pass by outside window. As bus rolls by, MC stares at champion poster, frustrated with this gamer life. Night falls and focus shifts straight to building where MC lives. Broadcast is running on screen, and Taiwo is losing it over champion's event. Tae was remunching on his snacks, completely stunned by event unfolding. Tae was glued to champion's livestream, but MC walks into room just watching scene, not understanding a thing about all that yelling. Tension spikes on screen with official announcement of duel between champion Shin Hae-yeon and her next challenger. Hype is off charts. Sitting on floor, MC is super chill and asks if this tournament is really all that. Taewoo is stunned, eyes practically popping out, freaking out because Guy doesn't even use a pod and still has no clue about tournament. He loses it and tells MC this isn't just anything, it's famous League of Streaming. This is serious. League of Streaming is biggest event on planet, smashing absurd viewership records that leave anyone speechless. That's right, MC just crushes everybody and takes trophy home, leaving audience stunned by his level of play. He wants to figure out meta, but right away this archer pops up on screen, ready to fire off a brutal attack. Precision is insane. But look who shows up. Champion herself steps into frame with that imposing, battle-ready look. Forget bows, this is a whole different level. Camera locks onto this swordsman wrapped in a dark aura, proving close quarters combat is anything but a joke here. Sizing things up, MC just sits Ree with that look, like he's already thinking about his next move. Meanwhile, MC is just chilling, munching on a snack, clueless about trouble that's about to hit him. Tae-woo sees MC shoveling snack and non-stop and nearly has a meltdown from nerves. Tae-woo loses it and starts yelling at MC about being famous, while Kid just listens to all of it cool as can be. Mood gets heavy, and out of nowhere MC's phone starts vibrating non-stop on table, cutting through silence in room. Suddenly, as C's phone starts buzzing like crazy on table, killing whole vibe. Kid picks up phone to check notification and sees pressure coming hard. Question is blunt. Have you made a decision yet? On phone, MC finds a message demanding an answer. Mood gets heavy because that invitation to enter those VR pods is serious. He looks over at those high-end pods, remembering that Jihai made access to that pricey tech easy so he could get started right away. Jihai stares at MC with that serious look, making it clear that now is time to decide where he gets in-game or not. Director doesn't even blink, offering that insanely expensive pod for free and leaving our main guy totally shocked by proposal. Jihai smiles and gestures while handing over documents. She's clearly betting everything on his potential. While relaxing on couch and eating a snack, MC decides to take on challenge and jump into this world for real. MC looks visibly stunned, not even able to hide that what is going on face at Jihai's sudden offer. A slight grin appears on MC's face, showing he's finally decided to face challenge and jump into this game. MC flashes that smug little smile, way too confident, like he already knows he's going to crush game without breaking a sweat. He looks visibly stunned, with that same blank I don't get it face, while Tae-woo just watches, trying to process all that confidence. Tae-woo says it straight up, asking where all that swagger comes from, while MC just keeps that little grin, hiding game he's about to play. MC's eyes change instantly, turning sharp and serious like a master who knows exactly what he's doing. Is all I want to do just relive that glory I felt when I was legendary sword god? Does he just want to relive glory of being sword god? Guy standing staring at horizon, ready to show what he's got. Spark in MC's eyes says it all. Swordmaster is back, and he's not messing around. Mood turns heavy as he faces thugs without even blinking. Surrounded by those guys, MC doesn't flinch. With his hand already on his sword, pressure is on and fight is inevitable. MC doesn't waste time talking. He draws his blade in one quick move and is ready to wipe floor with those thugs. No small talk. MC spins blade into a precise, fast slash, showing he didn't come here to play. Guys barely saw what hit men. MC stands with his back turned and covered in blood, sword in hand while enemies lie on ground. He didn't even break a sweat, he just cleaned house. With enemies down, MC looks toward horizon, realizing strength of his past memories is what truly drives him in this new world. Night falls over temple and silence rules while our MC, still processing past, gets ready for what's ahead. Mood turns heavy. Our protagonist gets captured, chained up, and thrown into this dark place, clearly in bad shape. Guy's in way too tense of a situation. Turns out MC was captured and is trapped in those chains, living through that dark past he tried so hard to forget. But don't think he just sat Blood sprays everywhere as he charges in, and shows tables have fully turned. Mood shifts instantly when this guy shows up, staring Kid down with no mercy. Dude gives off a heavy aura and isn't playing around. Pinned to ground, MC faces past head-on, feeling weight of that memory he tried to forget at all costs. Look who appears. Master reaches out a hand in a moment heddled with past. Kid is in shock, staring at source of it all. MC faces Master, who appears with that calm look of someone pulling anybody up from rock bottom. Past hits hard, but Guy is right. Back in time, Master extends his hand to pull MC out of that slavery. Weight of that memory leaves Guy completely stunned. Without that rescue, legendary sword god wouldn't even exist. Master showed path and Kid just followed steps toward destiny. MC pauses to think, brush in hand, while memory of that mentor keeps echoing in his mind. That memory of Master still shakes him, but now MC faces present with coldness of someone who knows exactly how heavy his legend's past is. But nostalgic mood doesn't last long. MC closes his eyes, keeping that calm posture of someone who knows exactly what comes next. That nostalgia doesn't last long. MC looks off to side with that bored face, clearly having zero patience for what he's hearing. But mood heats up fast. Tae-woo comes in demanding answers, and MC doesn't even hide his irritation, flat out saying he's got no patience for this. MC can't believe what he's seeing and lets out a shocked yell, totally thrown off by situation. He doesn't even care and just says, "What's all this fuss about?" giving his buddy that usual look of contempt while Pod sits right beside him. Bored, MC looks completely done with his friend's rambling. Without Without wasting time, MC cuts his friend off and goes, "What's all this fuss about?" with that face like he doesn't get any of it. Taiwu is stunned by stream, but MC just points his finger, not caring at all about all that hype over game ranking. Meanwhile, Taewoo is shocked by livestream, but MC just looks away, not least bit impressed by all that commotion. Truth is, MC doesn't even care about game. He shows up on stream just to test some sketchy burger and ask for likes, acting like a real old-school streamer. Unlike what people thought, MC is not messing around. Check out his style, throwing out a fast, precise slash at enemy. And in middle of struggle, Kid just tosses a little jab at boss, clowning him with straightest face in world. Back in present, our guy is staring at screen like he saw a ghost, completely stunned by what's happening on stream. Seriously, that stream is a wasteland. Chat is nothing but hate, people are leaving, and he keeps clowning around while viewer count drops to 0. Taewoo isn't convinced at all and crosses his arms, looking at our protagonist like he doesn't believe a single word. To him, our MC is just shooting himself in foot with this whole thing, and he's watching with that defensive, doubtful look. Ignoring mocking, MC gives that look of someone who knows exactly what he's doing. With a sigh, MC keeps that confident smile like he's about to prove everybody wrong. Meanwhile, Champion appears on screens holding trophy, showing off all glory of someone who rules top spot in this game. Still, MC keeps that face like he's in total control, ignoring his friend's doubt about strategy. For real success, MC says, "You can't just play. You need a real special talent." He puts his hand on Pod and, without wasting time, makes it clear secret is different, mastering game with style. Taewoo still doubts everything, but MC doesn't sweat it. With a little grin, he steps into position by Pod, ready to show how it's really done. MC doesn't care about Taewoo's warnings. He hardens his expression, locks in on goal, and flashes that confident smile like he already knows move. A smug little smile appears on MC's face, like he already knows result. Pure confidence before stepping into Pod. Without wasting time, he climbs into Pod. Its moment of truth, countdown has started, and system is already linking Guy to virtual reality. System is already counting down, and in 10 seconds, MC will be inside game. Connection has started and arrays no turning back now. Without wasting time, he climbs into Pod. Screen shows system loading character data, and in moments, game begins for real. Blank now, system screen finally opens. Data loaded, count reset, and record is blank. Game has barely started, and our protagonist is already in arena. Eyes closed, MC relaxes completely, focused as system syncs his mind with server. Journey has begun. All mystery now, our protagonist stands wry with his back turned, ready to prove himself in this new world. Locked on, MC puts all his focus on connection. He gets ready for first login, ignoring any hesitation and diving headfirst into this new world. Instantly, connection hits, and light is so intense it blinds anybody. System finally activates and Kid is dropping straight into action. With unstable connection, MC is fully locked into immersion now, while his system starts spinning out. It's all or nothing. At last, MC finally enters game, and once system confirms his arrival in training field, his full focus goes to challenge ahead. Without hesitation, system drops notification. Taewoo has just entered training area. Game is started for real. Inside Pod now, MC is finally in but connection starts flickering and system goes haywire. Mood just got intense. Once system stabilizes, MC appears ready for game, with that little grin of someone who already knows exactly what he's about to pull. In training room, mood turns tense. Taewoo faces MC, ready to see where all that skill talk is real or just hot air. Arriving at training center, MC runs straight into floating digital targets, ready to get started. Out of nowhere, Taewoo drops this and hands MC a sword like it's a gift, just to see where he really knows his stuff. MC stares at holographic display popping up in front of him. Time to see where his skill is real or just empty talk. Customization system opens on screen with robot levels. Now MC has to tweak every detail to see where performance really hits 77%. Locked in, MC stares at screen, focused on every detail of customization. This is moment of truth where system delivers or it's just marketing. With goal clear, MC studies data on holographic display. Objective is to tune C robots to set a record against AI and see if system delivers what it promised. At holographic panel, MC stays focused on adjusting every detail of machine. Time for truth, where this system delivers or it's all talk. Trigger in hand, MC adjusts holographic aim. Time for truth, where this system delivers, or if it's just marketing. Studying robot shell, MC calculates every weak point. Frame is huge, but he knows exactly where to hit to tear it apart. Out of nowhere, a notification icon pops up on screen with that smug MC face, showing system is finally ready for show. Unshaken, MC doesn't even flinch. With gear in hand and that focused look, he's already ready to show C. Robots who's boss here. His teammate says this level copies style of top-ranked player, and Monster charges in without wasting a second. MC doesn't flinch, blocking that armor's attack with absurd calm. Guy just smiles while facing champion head-on. With that little side smile, MC acts like he's just playing around. For him, this challenge is easy and he's only getting started. Smirking to side, MC doesn't even blink as he blocks strike with ease. He's clearly enjoying himself, like it's all a joke. On board, MC parries armor's clean hit with ridiculous calm. Kid is clearly having fun, like this is just playtime. Mood turns heavy, and duel starts now, with Robot charging our guy head-on with everything it's got. Robot goes on attack, but MC answers calmly, turning duel into an easy little practice run. Guy's having way too much fun and not even sweating. And whole thing flips instantly. MC drives his blade straight into Robot's chest, leaving things HP in shambles. He doesn't even blink, it's a massacre. Air gets heavy, and MC realizes things are about to get serious. His eyes say it all. This duel is no longer a game. Robot rushes MC head-on, but he stays calm and still, just waiting for perfect moment to counter. MC doesn't give it a chance, charging in and ripping machine apart in one fast, precise move. Robot didn't even get to react. MC doesn't flinch. With absurd reflexes, he blocks charge, and clash of blades leaves that insane blue light trail on screen. MC doesn't flinch. With absurd reflexes, he locks attack, and clash of blades leaves that insane blue light trail on screen. Taewoo is stunned. In one quick move, MC slices through air and destroys Robot's defense with a clean hit. Blade clash makes that wild blue streak on screen. Impact is so brutal that metal actually distorts, creating that eerie blue light trail. Taewoo watches all of it in total shock. Taewoo is completely stunned, with a face that says he can't believe what he just saw. Was that just luck, or is this kid really a monster? MC shows no mercy and just planted his foot on Robot, pinning thing down completely. Metal couldn't handle it, and it went bad for Bot. MC doesn't let up and slams his foot on Robot, pinning it for good. Metal cracks under pressure, and whole match flips insanely fast. Robot freezes in front of him, staring at MC like it knows it's done for. Mood gets heavy, and Thing is clearly shaken by what's coming next. MC throws that little victory smile, while his opponent locks up right in front of him. Mood gets heavy, and Thing is clearly stunned. Structure locks up and starts glitching hard, with screen failing and sparks flying everywhere. System is clearly crashing. System can't take pressure and fully collapses, with screen all bugged out and warped, while opponent just falls apart. System couldn't handle it and totally bugged out. Enemy is all glitchy on ground, while MC just watches calmly, sword in hand. System couldn't handle it and totally bugged out. Enemy is all glitchy on ground while MC just watches calmly. And just like that, System confirms a level 9 win. MC just broke into world top 17 with only 10 HP, man. Taewoo is in shock, stammering because he can't believe kid just smashed highest difficulty. MC stares at it all with absurd coldness, while System already preps next threat coming up. This game won't give him a break. System starts processing everything, shaping a new cyber armor on screen. Look is imposing, and it feels like game just leveled up. Screen shifts and that sinister cyber armor appears. Mood gets heavy. Looks like game is about to get serious for real. Champion shows up on screen in that sinister cyber armor. Game level just shot up and things got real. MC is breathing hard, clearly tense about what he just saw. Mood gets heavy, and kid can feel danger up close. On screen, MC looks like he's just watching, keeping his calm posture while tension keeps rising. Meanwhile, Ji-hye is over restudying data, all thoughtful, while her coworker is just curious, not understanding a thing that's going on. Scene focuses on Ji-hye and her coworker checking technical reports near immersion pods, trying to make sense of weird test data. Ji-hye and her coworker are in lab, going over reports and trying to figure out what kind of madness is happening with CE immersion pods. While debate MC's performance, Guy is already thinking way ahead, totally obsessed with pod. Ji-hye is reanalyzing MC's data, fully focused on technical results from that weird test while talking to her coworker. Ji-hye studies MC's file carefully. Report shows Jin Sojun is only 23, with a pretty low sync rate, just 10. MC lets out a small smile. With that look of someone who knows exactly what he's doing, he doesn't even flinch at Ji-hye's analysis. Ji-hye stares at MC with that expression like she's trying to understand impossible. She has no idea what kind of monster she's holding. Ji-hye gives that side smile, already realizing this guy is a rare piece who's about to change game. Jihai grants access, but rental in progress notice glows on screen. MC doesn't care. He just wants to get started already. Camera locks on ceiling structure and tension arises. Re's no turning back now legend challenge has started, and things are about to get rough. MC jumps into direct clash, driving his sword into champions in a burst of sparks that lights everything up. Real duel starts now. MC stands Re looking like he's not joking around, ready to take on challenge. Recording notice pops up on screen and he's already saying yes. Screen asks if he wants to record, and MC doesn't waste time, he hits yes right away. Time to show what this game is really worth. MC flashes that little side smile, fully locked in and ready to bring heat in this duel. Challenge has started, kid. MC doesn't even flinch a champion, who's already coming at him full speed like lightning. Duel just leveled up hard, man. Champion comes down slicing through air, but MC reacts on instinct and blocks strike with a red flash of light. This duel is insane, man. Champion drops a heavy blow on him, but MC rebounds on pure reflex. What an insane exchange, man. Champion comes down slicing through air, but MC reacts instantly. He blocks impact on pure reflex, and pressure is insane, man. MC doesn't even flinch. With a totally cold, focused look, he gets ready to counterattack and show why he's a legend. Champion appears on screen with that kind of confidence you only get when you never lose. MC doesn't even blink. He faces challenge with a little smile like he already knows ending. On screen, Champion stands tall, ready for fight. MC stays calm, facing this challenge with confidence of someone who's seen it all. MC doesn't even stress it, confirming that legendary person everybody talks about is actually him, mind protected. Taewoo is hit hard by shock, and he completely panics at reveal. MC doesn't flinch under pressure, staring at situation with that cold look of someone who fears absolutely nothing. Things get tense, and MC charges in full force, showing that in a one-on-one fight, he's not messing around. He doesn't care about tense mood, lets out one huge yawn and relaxes his stance like what's coming is just basic training. Without wasting time, he draws his sword, ready to show that strategy here is to solve everything with brute force. Unbored by tension, MC pulls his sword in one sharp motion and is ready to settle this with brute force. No talking. Sword barely hits floor before mood gets heavy. MC barely cares about that famous streamer talk and charges in full force. Champion charges in hard, but MC doesn't even blink and gets ready for impact of that heavy strike. MC doesn't flinch, but he takes a direct hit to stomach. System quickly registers HP loss, and things start getting seriously tense. Look at Kid's face. That hit was nasty, and he clearly did not expect things to get this intense. Taewood just stares at MC, jaw on floor, seeing that guy doesn't even try to make it look hard. Kid's game sense is unreal. He doesn't even care, just keeps clowning around to get crowd engaged and leave everybody speechless with that move. Despite all that confidence, MC takes his fighting stance, striding his sword into ground and getting ready to strike. Guy doesn't play around. With one quick move, MC rushes in full force, leaving caution behind. It's pure reflex and brutality in action. He shoots forward like a lightning bolt, cutting through air at insane speed and charging in without giving any room to react. He stares at enemy's metal visor and dares it. Can you really win just on pure reflex? His eyes say it all. MC is locked in too hard, ready to go head-to-head with Champion without even blinking. Clash starts off heavy, and in it hits. Champion comes in hard, but MC doesn't give an inch and locks strike on pure reflex. Pressure is insane, man. Unshaken, MC locks Champion strike with absurd precision and makes it clear he's on an ore level, ignoring any fear. Champion steps into frame in her signature armor, but MC doesn't blink. He stays fully focused, ready to face this legend head-on. That intense armor glow makes it clear Champion is not messing around, and MC faces that tech visor without backing up an inch. Unblinking, MC keeps his eyes locked on challenge, ignores Champion's pressure, and gets ready to show who runs this place. Before Champion can even wait, she rushes in, but MC kicks back blow and shows Legend isn't joking around. He doesn't wait air and kicks straight into Champion's armor, showing Legend isn't playing around. That hit was clean, man. Without wasting a second, Champion comes at him full force, but MC kicks strike back and her armor flashes from impact. Things just got hot. Weapon flashes with intense energy as strike gets blocked, leaving mood tense between two fighters. Boss finds MC's silence strange and asks why he isn't attacking, but Kid is just studying next move. That impact is brutal and opens a crater in ground, showing MC is not playing around. Guy came in destroying everything. Without giving any room to react, MC charges in full force, bringing his sword down at insane speed on opponent. Things just got heated. MC doesn't waste time and throws out a frantic string of attacks, smashing blades against opponent in an insane reflex duel. That sword clash releases absurd energy. Sparks fly everywhere while MC keeps pressure on without giving enemy even a second to breathe. It is so brutal that whole scene shakes, with sparks flying everywhere. MC doesn't even blink while keeping up that insane pressure. MC freezes on spot, looking like world just fell apart as ceiling starts coming down. That hit was so brutal that champion's sword breaks in half. MC doesn't even have time to react as pieces of blade fly everywhere. Flying in from above, champion comes down on him with an insane kick, shattering sword midair, while MC barely has time to process what happened. You can see it in his eyes. Confidence is sky high. With that little smile, MC makes it clear he's not intimidated at all. On board, MC keeps his stance firm while pointing his sword at champion, who's right on ground and totally broken. Still on board, MC stays solid and points his sword at opponent, who looks cornered right in front of him. MC proves he's not here to play, and tears apart armor system in blink of an eye, leaving champion with no reaction at all. He just tosses sword up, leaving opponent frozen on ground while Taewoo watches in shock, not understanding a thing. Suddenly, a notification pops up saying owner of level 10 has changed, and MC is stunned by surprise. Out of nowhere, system drops a creepy notification saying owner of level 10 has changed, and MC is stunned by surprise. MC stares straight ahead, with that look like he's processing that game just turned tables on him. While sun shines outside our building, MC is inside living that lazy life, while Taewoo has to handle everything alone. While MC is taking a king-size break, Taewoo is running around doing all house chores, absolutely furious. Meanwhile, MC is just eating instant ramen. Lak thuk, gapuskam muth artigasesh. And Taewoo is totally losing it in background, pissed off at all that free time. MC is chilling and brushing his teeth, while blonde in back has no idea what to do with her life anymore from all that frustration. He opens door and finds Pod that's about to change game, ready to start session. Standing in front of Pod, MC is ready to dive headfirst into game and start wrecking things right away. Pod system kicks on and blue light floods everything, meaning it's time to start immersion. He lies down in Pod and closes his eyes, ready to jump into game. Right after, system flashes bright, and immersion really begins. That light gets so intense it blinds everything, marking start of full immersion as system finally fires up for real. As Pod system activates, MC steps into game with that focused look, ready to show what he's made of. Immersion starts for real. Waking up in virtual world, MC keeps that completely calm expression while checking terrain. He's ready to start. MC faces system screen with calm of someone who's been through 1,000 battles, ready to prove he's not messing around. Keeping a serious face, MC looks like he already mapped out every corner of this place before it even started. System throws up that friendly notification on screen, but MC doesn't even blink, staying fully locked on mission. He studies screen with that thoughtful look, while an all-hyped virtual assistant appears in back to guide tutorial. He's got that face like he hasn't slept at all, staring into nothing while game processes first info. MC stares at virtual menu like he's analyzing every detail. He's just calm, taking in game info before madness starts. He opens menu and finds a bunch of live streams running, from people casually gaming to some dude surviving a zombie apocalypse with a torch. Ranking pops up on screen and, man, top spot is right reshining, waiting for someone willing to climb all way up. Focusing on city view, MC studies terrain as he gets ready to dive head first into this new journey. Take a look at this city. Whole place is huge and so bright it almost blinds you. Perfect stage to kick off our madness. Look at this city style. Everything looks insanely fancy. It's perfect setting to start this new life without looking back. MC is taking a stylish walk through city with this girl beside him. Visuals are so clean, it doesn't even feel like a game. It feels like a period movie. People online already started doubting our MC's skills, but he doesn't care and keeps his focus on what matters. Time doesn't stop, and clock tower is glowing hard, like it's warning that moment of truth has finally arrived. And without wasting time, MC fires a perfect grappling hook onto top of wall. Guy isn't messing around and starts climbing structure with pure force. Hook locks in tight on structure. MC doesn't even think twice and grabs his foothold to scale that wall by sheer stubbornness. MC doesn't hesitate and slams a powerful attack straight into ground, carving out a crater from impact. Guy's got blood in his eyes. He launches himself with hook, moving with total agility as he climbs structure to sneak into mansion. MC drives his hand hard into top of wall. He doesn't care about being discreet now. Plan is to get up and break in somehow. Without subtlety, MC scales wall at lightning speed, ready to raise hell inside mansion. Guy isn't even trying to hide it. In that all-black look like he came to fight, he owns top of wall, ready to cause chaos inside. Confident as ever, MC shoots a look that says he knows exactly what he's doing while sneaking into mansion. With a smile like he already won, MC is ready. Guy didn't come here to play, and stream starts now. Broadcast has started. Our MC is a total beginner, so he immediately throws out a basic help request to chat. Does anybody have tips? Stream starts and MC immediately plays dumb in chat, asking for tips like a total noob. Sly Guy is an even hiding act. MC focuses on interface, a little lost, while checking settings. He even throws out a doubtful look, wondering if this plan will work. Snarky as ever, MC goes with that if you say so line, while Taewoo sits re-eating snacks in peace, pretending not to care about stream. MC drops that tired look on stream, telling chat truth, this isn't his first time in this whole virtual reality thing. Mood gets heavy, wind blows hard, and MC keeps that cold stare like he's seen all this before. Time to show what this sword god does. From top of building, MC watches whole city lit up below, with vibe of someone who knows every corner of this place like back of his hand. MC stares at crowd moving below, studying every detail of this city like he's just checking in on an old acquaintance. He watches street traffic calmly, studying every detail of crowd like he's looking over an old friend again. He gives that little side smile, staring at everything like he already knows exactly what's going to happen next. All of a sudden, heavy footsteps echo on floor, showing someone just arrived and doesn't care about being quiet. His eyes lock onto something specific with that intense golden glow, focusing on Blonde, who just showed up in front of him. Blonde steps into frame with a serious, firm look, making it clear she didn't come here to mess around. Mood gets heavy and MC faces Blonde with that confident smile, not caring at all about tension. MC notices that, since this is just tutorial, NPC lines run on autopilot while he keeps that absolute intimidating focus. One look at that poster and MC knows this just got serious. Mystery in that scene already tells him Assassin Journey is going to be insane. Blonde freezes up, staring at MC like she didn't expect to get stared back at with that much coldness. Mood gets fully heavy. With that fearless smile, MC stares down Blonde, making it clear that anyone who enters this game to kill also becomes a target. Blonde closes her eyes and takes a deep breath, accepting reality. She warns MC it won't be easy facing enemies that are after M. Brown. Mood softens and MC with surreal calm pats Blonde on head and extends his hand to hand over a new contract. She reaches out and hands him a small envelope in a moment of total trust. Blonde gives him envelope, sealing deal and trust. MC doesn't even blink, keeping that posture like he already knows exactly what's coming. That little side smile on MC's face gives it all away. He's finally about to charge in and show what he's made of. With a smirk and dagger in hand, MC shows he didn't come here to play. Things are about to get serious, and he's ready for fight. Without wasting time, he fires cable and jumps straight off rooftop, ignoring any fear of heights. Guy isn't messing around, man. With surgical precision, he grabs metal cable and launches himself into void. MC doesn't waste a second and jumps into action in style. No second thoughts, he uses cable to fling himself through air. MC stays fully focused while flying straight into combat. Impact is insane. He lands hard on metal structure, unleashing a brutal shockwave that shakes ground. He doesn't even try to be subtle. He slams down hard, dumping all that impact into floor with raw force that makes everything tremble. Guy doesn't play. Look in his eyes says it all. Combat mode is on, and he's not going easy on anybody. Time to show real level of a master. System beeps to say easy part is over, and MC already makes that face like he is not excited at all about work ahead. One look ahead is enough for MC to realize that original plan to make things easier just went right out window. Guy's pure disappointment. One look at piping, and he just says, take it back, this isn't helping at all. Looking at that wall full of pipes, MC realizes he's going to have to climb it by force. Looks like Move is scaling this whole mess of pipes. He stares at pipes like, seriously? He already knows he's going to have to climb this thing hard way, with zero shortcuts. He grips pipe tight with both hands, and in a blink, blue energy lights up scene as he gets ready to climb. With an absurd burst, MC shoots upward, leaving a trail of blue energy as he climbs that wall with pure force. MC doesn't waste time on style points and, using brute force, drives his hand into ground, releasing that insane blue glow as he climbs everything hard way. He stares at his own hands glowing with blue energy, visibly shocked by power coming out of nowhere. Immersion is on an insane level. MC straightens himself out, checking checking that everything's ready for what comes next. Mission is clear now. Take down this guy named Atori. Straight up, system pops up on screen with mission to assassinate a noble named Atora. Take out target and keep it moving. No mystery. MC already has map in hand and stays locked in. He checks route on system, ready to hunt down this Ator guy and settle it once and for all. System lays out exact route on map, and MC just studies path, ready to move forward and finish job in one shot. MC doesn't waste time and gets going using rope to drop from roof with total agility. He just grabs on and heads out to hit. Coming down rope, MC doesn't even blink, keeping his full focus on mission. He's so locked in it looks like he doesn't even feel adrenaline. And, out of nowhere, that classic curiosity hits, and MC doesn't miss chance to press button and see what happens. Curiosity hits hard, and he doesn't think twice before pressing that button to see where it leads. Tired of wasting time on rope, MC just jumps, ignoring any danger so he can reach his goal faster. Instead of climbing down nicely, MC lets go of rope all at once, throwing caution to wind and dropping straight down. Impact is brutal. MC lands hard and kicks up dust all over floor. Guy doesn't care about subtlety and makes biggest entrance around. A cloud of dust rises, but our protagonist doesn't even flinch, just stays with that face like he's enjoying moment. System already says it straight. If Guy plays like that, he's gotta be a total beginner. MC doesn't even blink, keeping that same don't care face. System says it straight too. If Guy plays like that, he's definitely a beginner. But that's exactly why this stream is worth watching. Chat goes wild, laughing and saying only someone completely new would play like that. Nobody in chat lets it slide, laughing at situation and saying why we're like that too when you're started. Chat is cracking up, and you did not hold back, even clowning that awful Zyzen nickname MC ended up with. No mercy in chat, guys are dying laughing at MC's performance and still making fun of that dumb Zyzen nickname. Chat is in an uproar, everybody laughing ear heads off at start of stream, and Taewoo is already hyped, cheering at every move MC makes. No time wasted, chat starts clowning usernames, while MC tries to keep up with flood of comments, laughing at whole mess. Chat is crazy, but MC doesn't sweat it, throwing that side smile while checking system panel before fun starts. MC looks at chat like he has no clue what's going on, thinking everybody's nicknames are complete nonsense. He stops everything, raises a finger, and makes that face like a light bulb just went off, remembering exactly advice his friend gave him. MC looks down on chat, thinking that whole mess of weird names is a waste of time, until his friend's advice suddenly clicks in his head. But Abwine, if you want to grow a channel from zero, Re's no secret. Direct contact with your audience is what matters. MC gets message. Big streams are chaos, and chat moves too fast. If he wants to be seen, he needs something more personal. Chat is all over him, wanting to know if he's really a beginner. Nobody lets it slide, and you start digging through every detail on Guy's profile. MC checks profile and confirms it. Account is new, created 2 days ago. He tells everybody if you don't want to get stalked, make it private. People start digging and quickly see account is recent. MC, not even slightly shaken, says it straight. If you don't want to get stalked, keep it private. MC doesn't care about comments at all, with that face like he couldn't care less about everybody's curiosity, and keeps his focus on what matters. Mood turns heavy. Our MC arrives face to face with that sinister mansion under red moon, ready to start wrecking things right in tutorial. Our protagonist doesn't even flinch at crowd's chatter and stares at mansion entrance like he only cares about trouble. Pressure hits hard. He faces that creepy mansion gate ready to storm into tutorial without hesitation. MC doesn't even shake. He's totally calm, checking map and message he got to figure out next move. With tutorial map on screen, he checks detailed instructions on paper so he doesn't miss a single important detail. He ignores map and charges in, weapon in hand, ready to settle everything with brute force while system starts loading. System kicks in, and his fist starts glowing with that insane blue energy. Mood is tense, but MC is already ready to brute force it. MC doesn't waste time on map. He already pulls out weapon, steady in hand, ready to wreck everything before system even finishes loading. MC doesn't waste time with nonsense and just grabs sword handle, ready to settle everything with brute strength. System barely finishes processing before MC gets grabbed by head by those energized hands, with that look like he doesn't care about anything. System says Re's no way out, and MC just keeps that bored face, not caring about what's happening on screen. Dude, did you not read rest of Blonde's note? Just do exactly what it says. Rate no weird improvising. System says it straight. Leave him be. Pain is how you learn, and it warns NR1's coming for protagonist. Kid doesn't even blink. People start backing off, telling Yumiya to let kids suffer and learn. But he's right, untouched, with that face like he couldn't care less. MC doesn't care about comments. He focuses on screen warning that failing mission makes enemies stronger, so move is to stay sneaky. Game warns you, mess up mission and guys get stronger, so plan is to hide. But apparently, getting caught comes with some weird punishment. Game says if you get caught, you take 100 slaps. That guy over Re is shaking with fear, while Armored Guard just lurks. But every now and then, some veteran player ignores stealth mode and comes through front gate just to wipe everybody out by force. That guard is just standing round of pure menace, throwing out that creepy mockery while player is scared out of his mind. It's that warrior style, and he isn't even hiding it. That's famous warrior play style, ignoring any subtlety and charging straight in. Ray was this one lunatic who kept going for 10 straight hours, quit, and still promised he'd come back to finish game after clearing first round. Ree was this one lunatic who kept going for 10 straight hours, gave up, and said he'd come back to clear whole thing after finishing first round. MC says it like it is. This only works if you got same control level as champion herself. MC says it like it is. This only works if you got same control level as champion herself. His steps are firm, no mistake Ray. MC arrives claiming territory, showing his confidence is on a whole different level from everybody else. Hearing rival's name, MC cracks a cynical smile under hood, ready to show that impossible is just beginning for him. Under red sky, mansion looms up creepy and imposing like it's been waiting for him. Mood Re is anything but friendly. Pressure from that place is brutal, but MC doesn't even blink. With that sharp look, he makes it clear he didn't come here to joke around. MC doesn't even blink. With that sharp look, he makes it clear he didn't come here to joke around. Challenge is on, and he's ready to take M down. Chat is coming down hard on MC, clowning him and doubting he can get past this level. You have no idea what's coming. Chat goes wild and calls MC a crazy newbie, asking if he knows Legend Shin Heian. Meanwhile, he just ignores M and charges in fear. MC plants his foot firmly on ground, ignoring pressure. While Chad is losing it, he keeps moving like he's not afraid of anything. Heavy armored guards finally surround our guy, but he doesn't even blink at threat. Situation is tense, and clash is inevitable. Mood closes in instantly when guards surround MC, but he doesn't even blink, keeping that calm like he already knows how this ends. Chad is clowning him, saying he'll go down in seconds, but Guy just gives that side smile, making it clear. Ending is already decided. People in chat say it straight up. You don't care. You just want to see him die in 3 seconds so you can laugh. MC of course doesn't flinch. Knight doesn't wait and swings steel down on him with a sharp direct attack, trying to end talk with brute force. Protagonist's eyes don't even shake. He focuses on blade coming at him with calm of someone who already knows exactly where hit will land. Without even losing composure, our protagonist blocks strike clean. Sparks fly as he stops blade with absurd precision. MC doesn't flinch, parrying strike with surgical precision. Impact makes Knight reel right away, clearly unable to believe it. Soldier drops to floor, locked up and shaking, while MC stares at him without even breaking a sweat. What a humiliation, man. Chad completely collapses. People can't believe what Yus saw, saying it was pure luck and trying to figure out what insane move that was. Chat completely loses it. Viewers don't believe your eyes and ask, did this newbie just parry that? MC doesn't even seem to care, just watching everything with that weird calm, like he has no idea why everyone's so shocked. MC grips weapon handle hard, keeping full focus. He barely even blinks while force of hit makes everything around him shake for real. Impact is brutal and red light cuts across screen showing enemy took massive damage. That thing is getting wrecked hard. Looking at situation, MC doesn't even react, just stays fully locked in with that face like he's only getting warmed up. Mood closes in instantly when a guard comes at him full force, but our guy doesn't even flinch under pressure. MC doesn't budge. He blocks strike perfectly, and that blue spark already shows he's playing on a way higher level. While chat splits between shock and disbelief, calling it pure luck, MC doesn't even blink, keeping full focus on mission. Chat short circuits. Some people think double parry is insane, while skeptics say it was pure luck and laugh it off. MC just looks at notification with that face like he has no clue what's going on. He stares down enemy with that cold, impatient look, while Guy is already shaking just seeing monsters level in front of him. Strike is clean and precise, tearing through air with a trail of blood that leaves no doubt it's a straight-up hit kill. MC lands a clean blow that makes Knight explode into digital particles. With enemy down and 1,000 damage on screen, he just watches result. Game drops a confirmed, yeah, wouldn't it? Why? That Y pops up on screen, leaving everybody confused about what hell is going on. MC says it with most blank face ever, flat out admitting he doesn't even know what a parry is after taking Guy out. Chat goes wild, totally stunned, because Guy just admitted he has no idea what a parry is after that lesson. With that same confused look, he ignores Chat's noise, which is split between calling him a genius or just lucky. With a totally fed-up face, he just scratches his ear and ignores Chat, wanting somebody to explain what's happening without wasting time. Under a glow of that eerie red full moon, he finally figures out what's going on and decides to charge in. Guy just draws stick figures on ground to explain that if you block at right time, guard gets stunned. Chat doesn't believe it. Chat isn't buying that goofy drawing, but Guy looks too smart to just ignore it. He studies situation with that look of someone who's seen it all, ignoring any fear as he gets ready for fight ahead. MC doesn't even flinch. He predicts mannequin strike with absurd precision, blocking at exact right moment with that smile like he already knows ending. MC locks blades with mannequin way too easily, already wondering if top-ranked players are really this much of a challenge. Our MC is just watching move, calculating every detail with coldness of someone who already knows how to land a perfect parry. Now a notice pops up on screen asking if you finally understand what a parry is, and if you still don't get it, you might as well quit right now. Warning shows up on screen, all cocky. If you still don't get it, it's better to turn around and leave. He flashes that side smile, staring at mocking message on screen like this challenge is just a bad joke. Still ignoring warning, he steps forward with purpose, ready to prove that challenge is no match for his playstyle. While Chat keeps saying he's lost it, MC doesn't care. He just gives that little smirk and says those moves aren't even that hard. Forget luck. Those moves were too precise. MC watches it all with that sharp look, knowing that's not normal at all. MC's eyes lock onto screen with an intense glint. He notices someone in Chat finally connected dots and figured him out. Chat doesn't hold back and starts roasting Guy, asking who he thinks he is to act like an expert like that. MC stares straight into camera, hood hiding his face, while he notices that only fan who got truth is getting torn apart by everybody else. Those shadowy figures from past come back to mind, reminding him when masters doubted him too. Trauma hits hard, but look in his eyes doesn't lie. Looking at those shadows, he remembers how nobody ever took his talent seriously. To those people, if it wasn't a famous name, it wasn't worth anything. My skills were always looked down on, ignored by people who thought he understood everything. It was like that whole time, but back in present, MC gives a calm smile. He knows game changes, but that cheap judgment on beginners never goes away. Heavy footsteps echo as he gets surrounded by those soldiers. MC stays calm, staring down squad like you're nothing. 5 knights surround MC at once. Guys close in with swords drawn, ready to make sure our protagonist doesn't take another step. He grips weapon handle tight. At end of day, only way to solve this mess is with brute force. Ground can't even take hit. It shoots forward full force, smashing floor in a rush so fast it makes air vibrate. MC doesn't waste a second, driving his blade straight into opponent's chest without mercy. Guy is simply unstoppable. Guy wastes no time, and comes down with a brutal overhead strike, charging in to crush whoever's in way. MC stares at enemy with that sharp look of someone who already knows how fight ends. In one precise move, he intercepts strike with a metallic flash. MC ignores every defense, charging in full force and leaving opponent with no reaction at all to that brutal offense. MC doesn't even flinch at impact, blocking heavy strike on pure reflex. Guy is stunned because he didn't expect that much resistance. MC doesn't budge, intercepting heavy blow with absurd precision. Clash of blades sends sparks flying, locking attack through sheer force. MC doesn't flinch, blocking heavy strike with precision. Impact sends sparks flying and locks attack down with brute force. Guy is in shock. MC doesn't even tremble, blocking heavy strike with absurd precision. Impact unleashes a wave of light and leaves opponent completely stunned. MC charges in full force, slicing through air and leaving enemies lost, not even sure where he came from. Kid doesn't play around. Chat is exploding with confusion. Nobody understands how Guy is humiliating opponents so easily. He's not even sweating in fight. He keeps that perfect stance while setting up his next move, like handling this challenge is just an irregular Tuesday for him. Chat is stunned trying to figure out who he is, because chaining 4 parries in a row like that is straight up ridiculous. Guy isn't even sweating, it's pure reflex. Chat is shocked by Guy's level. After he chained 4 parries in a row without breaking a sweat, now he's staring down opponent, ready to reveal who he really is. MC gives enemy no opening, simply cornering him and getting ready for finishing blow. Guy is relentless, no talking. Without giving defense a chance, MC drives his sword through opponent's skull. Guy doesn't mess around, it's pure efficiency and blood on screen. Look in his eyes says Hunt is just starting. MC keeps full focus while stepping firmly on what's left to fight. MC stomps hard on what's left of enemy shell. Guy counts 6 bodies on ground and doesn't even blink. Carnage is real. People are stunned on stream, wondering how he can be so good if he says he's a beginner. Kid isn't giving game away. Not one bit. Chat is in shock, asking who this guy is and where he's really a beginner since his skill level does not match his profile at all. Chat is losing it over MC's performance. Ya can't figure out how a beginner plays at this level, and he just watches chaos in silence. Chat is in a frenzy, asking how a beginner can play this much. MC keeps that mysterious pose, watching everything with that all-knowing look. An hater pops up out of nowhere, clowning him, doubting MC's credibility and asking to get banned from stream right away. Guy fears nothing. Raise a hater in chat, saying getting banned doesn't scare anybody. Kid has no idea what danger looks like. He just wants attention. Hater gets banned on screen in blink of an eye. MC doesn't waste time, says problem is already solved and keeps it moving. Chat goes wild over that instant ban. Everybody is stunned, praising MC's reflexes and saying even moderation is insane. People are losing it, hyping up his legendary reflexes and saying that with this talent, he'll blow up fast. Bond was just beginning. With talent like that, kid's going to explode soon. You're still going to regret banning him hard. Straight up, he stays fully locked in, remembering how pride and low status in his past life kept him from taking control of situations. His eyes say everything, focusing on every detail while he remembers grind, back when pride cost him dearly and he had nowhere to stop. That steady stare makes it clear he won't let past repeat itself, ready to turn his legendary skill into a weapon that rules this new world. But that introspective mood doesn't last long because chat starts flooding in, telling him to stop stalling and go on attack already. And Talk dies right because chat shows no mercy and starts roasting him, leaving him totally embarrassed and nowhere to hide. Still, Guy doesn't sweat it and tries to cover embarrassment with that basic little excuse, like nothing happened. MC doesn't flinch, keeping that tight, focused expression while ignoring flood of chat messages demanding he do something. Chat starts glitching out, demanding an immediate answer from MC while people are practically getting dizzy from message spam flying off screen. MC just gives that smug thumbs up, with a smile that says he's in total control of situation, while ignoring chat's nonsense. Chat is straight up spiraling over Guy, demanding an answer with full-on disrespect while he doesn't even blink, holding all that pressure with absurd calm. People in chat are freaking out, demanding some attitude and calling him out. But MC is just chill, looking like he doesn't care about complaints at all. MC doesn't flinch, but situation closes in fast. Now he's surrounded by a whole battalion ready to attack and mood gets heavy for real. Chat says it straight, it's better to die now, because trying to stand up to Etor and that army is just asking for pain. Pressure's on, and everybody's cornered. Chat says it straight, it's better to die now since beating Etor is impossible. But MC doesn't care, he flashes that savage smile like he's ready. Chat is in total panic, but MC just opens that insane smile, ready to show that what's impossible for M is just Tuesday for him. Chat is stunned, but MC just keeps that insane grin. He's ready to prove that impossible is nothing to someone who doesn't know fear. Chaos breaks out, and people rush down staircase running against clock while mood gets heavier and heavier. Pressure closes in, and crowd heads downstairs in a hurry. Game is tough, but MC is itching to show this challenge is nothing to him. No point trying to be subtle. MC charges in full force and starts turning those guards into dust before you can even react. MC doesn't waste time on stealth, rushes guards head on and makes him turn to smoke before you even see Blade. Guards come flying in hard, but MC doesn't even blink. With that look of someone who's seen it all, he gets ready to shatter ear defense. Meanwhile, some player has been hiding for hours, becoming a joke in chat because he keeps stalling and nobody can stand watching him try to play stealthy anymore. Chat is already losing it, asking if Guy has eyes in back of his head and where he's actually a pro, because gameplay is absurd. Chat is in total shock, asking if Guy has eyes on back of his head or what. Some people even want to bet everything on him, because this level is not normal. Chat can't believe what you're seeing. In her eyes, not even a pro can repeat this level of technique. It's insane, man. MC's reflexes are on enro level. He blocks those knight's attacks like you're nothing. Guys try to push in, but he doesn't even sweat. MC plants his feet and charges forward without fear. Chat loses it, seeing that this random channel is delivering absurd gameplay. Things heat up for real. MC drives his sword in, holds back Knight's pressure, and doesn't even give him room to bray. Pure shock on screen. Chad keeps climbing non-stop, everybody stunned and calling Guy a legend, while he blocks those attacks on pure reflex. Chad is completely in a frenzy. While he steamrolls those knights with absurd ease, people are already treating this stream like must-watch content. MC throws that look like he knows he's best, while chat goes wild asking if you're worthy of witnessing a level like this. In middle of all that chaos, someone in chat already asks question, is this kid using hacks? Guy is moving so fast he can't even stay still. Kid freezes in front of monitor, eyes wide and that shock plain on his face, barely believing what he just made happen right to. MC stares at monitor in shock, totally locked up in front of glowing screen while trying to process feat he just pulled off. Meanwhile, people on stream are absolutely losing it over performance, cheering like you're watching a live show from Ear Idol himself. MC and Ji-Hae are just glowing from result. Difficulty went up, but that only made him even more fired up for challenge. Difficulty maxed out, and even with game over on screen, his hunger for challenges only got even bigger. But it looks like Game didn't want to talk and threw that game over right in his face, making it clear fun ends here. Mission complete lights up on screen and raised no debate. MC just buried Beast and locked in win in most brutal way possible. Chat is stunned by Guy's persistence since he won't let it go and keeps trying to solve challenge while laying down dynamite. People in chat don't hold back, clowning him for being on same mission for 3 hours and telling him to research more instead of wasting time, kid. After watching streamer after streamer for so long, MC can only slump over table, crying from frustration. After so much time trying and getting nowhere, MC is just wiped out. He's wrecked in front of PC, shedding tears of pure frustration. But now tables have turned, and this guy's talent finally shines for whole world to see. That desperation flips in an instant. Now he's stunned, riding win and watching his own talent finally explode on screen. Guy doesn't waste time and jumps straight into combat, dropping any stealth plan to settle everything with his blade. Man clenches his fist with all his strength, ready to crush anyone who shows up in front of him. Chat explodes with fans calling him a total legend, while enemies end up sprawled on ground, not even understanding what happened. Chat loses it over his insane technique, while enemies lie defeated, never even seeing Blade. Chat completely collapses over Guy's performance, with people straight up refusing to believe absurd skill he's showing. Chat freaks out and starts wondering if MC is using some hack, because how easily he dominates field is just surreal. Chat totally short circuits, with viewers asking if he's hacking because what ya just saw was that insane. Chat is in full chaos and people can barely believe it. Everybody's stunned, thinking he's air hacking or has completely lost it. Guy just shrugs and doesn't care, like he's asking, man, have you all lost your minds or what? Chat collapses over all that hack talk, but MC just gives that look of contempt, like whole thing is a bad joke. System says this room's level is insane, but MC only looks at it with that same contempt, like challenge means nothing to him. With only 6 people watching and same number of followers, MC stares into camera with absurd contempt, totally ignoring chat freaking out over him. With stream flopping hard at just 6 viewers, he doesn't care at all about chat and faces danger like it's nothing. Mood turns heavy, and out of nowhere, an explosion destroys everything around him, but MC doesn't even blink while chaos tears through a room. Guy doesn't waste time, he plants his feet hard, cracking ground under his boots, and shows he didn't come here to play. Guy doesn't waste time, with absurd reflexes, he dodges monster's attack and leaves chat totally stunned. He dodges blow casually and still tells chat, honestly, can you even block a club that huge? Chat roasts him hard, laughing at idea of trying to block a club like that, but MC's reaction speed is way too unreal. Boss lets out an insane roar as he charges, swinging that spiked club with everything he's got to crush our guy. Chat is stunned by noise, but MC doesn't care. He charges straight at Boss, focused on ending this fight fast. MC ignores danger and goes in full force, focused only on closing distance. Guy isn't messing around and will settle this on reflex. MC doesn't hesitate for a second, blasting forward at lightning speed and crossing Guy's path with a precise slash before club even hits ground. At full speed, MC ignores danger and cuts across Boss's path with a surgical strike before he can react. Boss can't believe what he just saw, flashing that psychotic grin as he realizes MC is a worthy opponent. Mood gets heavy. Boss breaks into that psycho smile while staring at MC, feeling that things just got serious and real challenge has finally started. MC locks eyes with enemy with absurd intensity. Reese no turning back now, he's focused and ready to end this. MC doesn't even flinch, staring at Boss with that contempt of someone who already knows how this fight ends. Chat is already shocked by audacity. Chat is stunned by Guy's audacity. Viewers can't believe he's trying to finish Boss in one hit. Boss laughs out loud and rushes in, spinning that club full force to smash our protagonist. Boss slams club down hard into ground, but MC doesn't even blink and dodges on reflex. Guy is playing with luck. MC doesn't lose focus for even a second. He dodges club with surgical precision, and Chat just collapses over that reflex. Chat is going wild while MC ignores danger, slipping past club with a level of ease that's basically disrespectful to Boss. Boss doesn't even realize joke is over, while MC stares down that strike without even sweating. Guy is basically gambling with his life, and Chat is shocked. Chat knows clock is running out. MC has 5 minutes to carve Boss apart, or mission is over and he's done. Whole fight flips in an instant when MC decides to charge in, landing a clean hit to Boss's face, and Boss doesn't even see what hit him. Time is ticking with only 3 minutes left, and Boss comes down swinging hard. MC doesn't blink, dodging that giant monster like it's nothing. MC ignores danger and rushes in full force, using structure around him to power up a precise strike against Boss. Chat starts spamming strategy. Focus on one weak point to break monster's defense. MC catches on, and his eyes light up with interest. He gets strategy right away and decides to test Chat's Ori, putting all his focus on armor's weak point. Clock is running, and MC realizes he has no room for error. He locks onto weak point, takes a deep breath, and charges in without looking back. MC doesn't waste time and charges at Boss full force, testing in real time where weak point Chat mentioned actually works. Boss never sees it coming, and MC uses opening to come down hard, making Guy laugh while taking hit. His eyes don't lie. MC is fully locked in. He ignores pressure, adjusts his aim, and gets ready to finish job in under 4 minutes. Time is running, and clock doesn't care. He's got just over 3 minutes to handle this, and Chat already handed him strategy. Chat doesn't forgive and tells MC to focus on same spot to multiply damage. That strategy everybody decided is most efficient right now. MC doesn't even flinch. He already has status panel in his face, calculating next move before he brings hammer down on Boss. MC brings his sword down hard, unleashing a violent red flash that marks ground with a blast of pure brute force. Boss didn't even see strike coming. Without hesitating, MC uses opening and lands a clean hit on Boss. Impact is brutal and knocks off 70 HP in one shot. Hit lands clean, and damage is absurd. 70 HP gone all at once. Guy didn't even have time to react. His health bar dropped even faster than before. Jom was right, kid. Things just got critical. Chat is exploding seeing that guy's life melt away. Hitting that weak point was master move he needed to lock and win. Things are getting rough, and he feels pressure. Time is running out, and MC needs to finish this now before clock hits 0. But time doesn't care, man. Timer keeps dropping hard, and MC knows every second counts now if he wants to end this mess. MC stays calm and locks onto target, ready to crush Boss before time runs out. He knows exactly where to strike. Time is slipping through his fingers, and panic starts to hit. But MC doesn't hesitate. He catches Boss's strike dead on, holding that club with cold blood. Time is almost up, and MC knows this is no joke. He grabs club with all his strength, ready to end this clown show once and for all. Desperation hits, and Boss rushes in full force, trying to crush MC with a panic attack. But Kid doesn't even blink, holding impact dead still. Instead of running, MC faces danger head-on and stops attack with his bare hand. Guy doesn't blink, holding Boss's strike with pure brute force. Clock is ticking, and MC is not messing around. He locks Boss's brutal attack in place, holding that club with raw strength and no fear. Boss is furious, and with his face twisted in rage, he slams a sharp cut straight at our guy. Damage lands clean, dropping his HP. Damage is heavy, but MC doesn't back off. He charges in and pays attack back in full, making Boss's HP drop hard. MC doesn't waste time and lands a clean hit on Giant, taking 300 HP off right away. Pure damage, no mercy. MC is insane, ignoring any stealth and beating hell out of thing. Does this monster still have life? No way, this is getting unreal, man. Man, what kind of madness is this? Does that guy still have life? I can't believe he took that beating. Eyes locked and fully focused. MC sees Giant's HP bar still isn't empty. That thing is really tough. It's not going down easy. Time is running and Mansion's mood only gets worse. Clock won't stop and pressure is through roof. Only 51 seconds left now, it's all or nothing. Scene is terrifying, but MC doesn't hesitate. He faces entrance of that sinister mansion, ready for whatever comes in this final stretch. MC drives his blade straight into Monster's neck. Blood sprays everywhere, and that smug boss smile finally disappears. Mood gets heavy, timer keeps moving, and our character has his neck all marked up while staring down danger. Desperation is hitting in final second. Thing is in total shock, its throat slashed wide open. With time running out, MC finishes job and locks in win. Mission complete, kid. Mission completed successfully. Notice shines on screen and confirms he cleared this insane challenge, proving guy doesn't mess around. MC doesn't waste time and gets right to clicking mouse. With his finger locked in, he's focused on dominating game and showing what he's made of from start. MC is on Anar level, stopping 13 enemies right in tutorial. While everybody else tries to stay stealthy, he just runs M over with no fear. Video rolls on screen showing MC crushing enemies in tutorial. Guy is too damn strong, humiliating anybody who tries to play it safe. Clip blows up instantly with a title that grabs everybody's attention. First, real recording of a tour getting taken down. Guy just broke internet. While world is stunned by play, MC goes back to his corner, alone in his room, getting ready for next level late at night. MC doesn't waste time and grips mouse tight, ready to destroy everything again while freaking out over what he just did. MC is stunned, staring at screen like he can't believe video really went viral and broke internet like that. Buzz doesn't stop, and that insane play clip is already blowing up in community forums, leaving everybody shocked by this newbie. People are stunned, debating where boss got nerfed or this guy is just insane at game. Nobody believes what you're seeing. Is this a tutorial? Total lie. Crowd is in shock, and 33rd player just got called into arena. Video title leaves no doubt. Newbie has only 2 hours of playtime and is already making noise. Screen shows hard impact of blow on battlefield, proving MC is not messing around and wrecked everything right from start. Clip blows up everywhere, showing MC dealing with brutal consequences of fight while trying to stay on his feet in arena. Guy is covered in blood and screaming, proving MC did not hold back at all when he tore into this fool. Dame returns to protagonist, and you can tell by his eyes that things are about to get real now. Mood just turned heavy. Chat loses it when MC summons those weird magic circles, leaving opponent with nowhere to run. It's end of line for that guy. MC unleashes a destructive skill. An explosion is so insane that nothing's left on screen but fire consuming everything. It's over, man. MC doesn't care about mocking and stays fully locked into fight, setting up counterattack while everything blows up around him. Mood just turned heavy. MC doesn't waste time and charges in full force, cracking ground under pressure of his move. This fight just hit max level. Pressure gets heavy and hunt for assassin becomes top priority, with MC facing danger head on while whole scene burns around him. Tension is insane, and MC doesn't hesitate. Eyes locked and adrenaline high as he faces danger straight on. Mood just turned heavy. Under eerie glow of red moon, MC pushes forward without fear, ignoring any subtlety as he faces danger head on. Mood just turned heavy. Forest is pitch black and MC doesn't waste a second darting into woods while his breathing already gets heavier from all running. He pushes forward desperately through darkness, breathing heavy and with no time to waste, while danger slices through air right behind him. Out of nowhere, attack comes tearing through air at full speed and MC is stunned, seeing that things just got way too serious. Attack comes from nowhere and cuts through air, leaving MC completely stunned as he realizes situation is insane. MC barely had time to react and got sliced right away. Danger is glued to him now and things got insane. Blow tears through air with everything it's got and MC is stunned, seeing things got serious and danger is right up in his face. MC barely had time to think. With a precise move, he fires his skill at top of mountain, facing danger head on. Strike barely misses, but he doesn't lose focus. MC fires a skill toward top, facing danger head on, without fear. MC barely has time to react. Eyes locked in, he faces looming destruction while a flood of water rushes straight at him. Impact is brutal, man. A wave of water crashes down hard, swallowing scene and leaving anyone completely stunned. Setting is a lonely desert between mountains, and impact from before left everything in total silence. MC ended up passed out by riverbank. Blow was brutal, and MC wound up unconscious by riverbank, blood running and mixing with current. Scene is dead silent. MC's lying his wounded hand in water, while blood mixes with current. Intense silence. Guy is literally adrift. Silence breaks with firm footsteps. Someone is approaching while our protagonist is still dumped on ground and unresponsive. MC is lying out, cold by riverbank, when a mysterious figure slowly comes up behind him and starts watching his condition. figure emerges from shadows and stops in front of our fallen protagonist. Without saying a word, Stranger searches through what looks like a valuable item nearby. Stranger steps out of shadows, and with that smile like he knows exactly what he's doing, he shows off an eagle emblem glowing in his hand. This guy comes out of shadows with that side smile, showing off that bright eagle emblem in his hand. Looks like game is about to change now. Screen suddenly changes, and game says we're in control of our protagonist now. Time to take wheel. And wouldn't you know it, guy is frustrated. Cutscene doesn't change at all, it's always same thing, and game gives no mercy. Game doesn't forgive and tells MC straight up, Dane always dies. Guy is just sitting rubble with that bored face, seeing this run is going to be rough. MC doesn't even hide contempt, tossing out a what a waste with most bored face ever. And chat doesn't forgive it, laughing non-stop. And wouldn't you know it, chat is cracking up. MC doesn't even try hard, just brings his hands to her with that swagger of someone who knows exactly what he's doing. He brings his hands to her with a calm that's almost annoying. Guy doesn't care at all, like he's ready for anything. Out of nowhere, System says it straight. MC has to run to tavern and find Christina. He just stares, a little stunned by notice. System drops order without mercy. MC has to get to tavern and find Christina. He stares at screen, processing mission that just popped up. With that mocking smile, he types name on screen and says it flat out. Game is about to meet Nameless One. MC finally reaches tavern, staring at entrance with that look like he didn't come here to play. Now it's time to find Christina and get started. He walks into place with calm of someone who owns it all, ignoring noise from people over re-enjoying drinks. MC enters tavern looking imposing, while folks in back don't even notice a legend just walked in to change everything. MC steps into tavern and runs into Christina. She's Ray, focused on her glass, not even imagining who just showed up. While bar is buzzing, MC finds Christina. Blonde is Ray, staring at her drink with no clue who just walked into her life. Christina looks like she's somewhere else, lost in thought while staring at her drink. MC watches everything, sizing up tavern's mood. MC comes closer and throws out that side smile, totally relaxed, like he's ready to flip table for real. With that calm smile, he makes it clear conversation is just getting started, and game is about to swing his way now. MC looks completely worn out, with that face of someone who can't take jumping back into game anymore. Exhaustion hit him hard this time. Blonde reaches out and hands him that golden eagle-shaped charm. Mood gets tense, and she clearly knows something is about to change. Blonde hands over charm, and MC freezes, eyes wide open, clearly stunned by reveal that just happened. Blonde hands over charm, and MC freezes instantly. Staring at object, he's in total shock over reveal that just happened. Blonde keeps that intense, serious look while staring at MC. Tension is obvious, and she clearly knows something is about to change with this conversation. MC uses tavern's mood to chat with Blonde, while holding a small item, keeping things laid back. MC's eyes change instantly. What he saw left him completely stunned, standing still with that intense glow in his eyes. Blonde looks deep into MC's eyes, with a seriousness that would make anybody uncomfortable. Moodry is way too tense, and she clearly knows something. Tavern mood shuts down when she says it straight. She knows MC is a mercenary who'll do any job if pay is good. Blonde says it straight. She knows MC is a mercenary who'll do any job if pay is good. That money shines says it all. MC doesn't care and stays locked on his goal, keeping that stance of someone who didn't come here to joke around. Guy is a monster. Blonde closes her eyes, letting out how heavy MC's choices feel. She senses he won't stop for anything, and mood gets heavy. MC keeps that serious, indifferent look, not shaken by anything. He's locked in, like he's just waiting for game to ask who he is. Finally, time has come. System asks for MC's name, and chat is buzzing, wanting to know if Jin Seojun is his real name. It's time to set name, and chat is in shock, wanting to know if Jin Seojun is really his real name. Chat is in a frenzy, asking where Jin Seojun is really his name, but MC doesn't even blink. He keeps that indifferent look, focused on system. MC finally sets stream name to Jin Seojun. Now channel is official, and everybody can follow Legend's name. Chat is in shock, asking if Jin Seojun is his real name, but he doesn't care and makes channel official. Now Legend's name is on screen for everyone. MC just watches it all, thinking people in chat have some seriously stupid and bizarre usernames. MC flashes that side smile, with that look like he's already got his next move planned out in his head. MC doesn't care about chat's weird names, just keeps that little smirk, with his next plan already mapped out in his head. Chat doesn't forgive it and starts clowning our protagonist's name, asking how somebody chooses to call themselves nameless. Chat wastes no time and starts roasting our protagonist's name hard, laughing at zero creativity behind that nickname. Chat doesn't let it slide and makes fun of MC's name, but he doesn't care and keeps posing as nameless with everybody else. Chat keeps roasting MC's lack of creativity, but he ignores criticism and confirms nameless right away to start game. Without wasting time on Chat's mocking, he taps screen to confirm nameless nickname and officially step into game world. Now things get serious. Deal is open, and from here on out, MC will get assassination contracts at Sun Tavern. Blonde from Tavern appears, all mysterious, ready to spill truth and hand over first missions to our protagonist. Blonde shows up on screen holding a golden eagle-shaped relic. She doesn't waste time and throws mission right in our protagonist's face. Blonde from Tavern appears with a look like she's seen something horrible, holding an ancient object and looking completely devastated. Chat is all about drama, saying Christina's heart is in pieces over what she's passing to us. Blonde doesn't hide her sadness and brings item closer carefully. Mood is heavy, and Chat already knows something big is coming. She doesn't dance around it, extending her hand with that mourning brooch like she's handing over her own heart. Mood got heavy fast. Mood shifts instantly and MC turns serious, staring at item with a look that says he already knows situation runs deeper than it looks. Blonde keeps that deep, mysterious stare while looking at you, like she already knows exactly what's on your mind. Game gives no mercy. Mood gets cold when MC appears, Ray standing right at entrance staring everybody down while Shadow hides what he's really thinking. MC says it straight about nickname, closing his eyes with that "I'm not playing around" look. From now on, Nick is nameless, and that's that. MC doesn't waste time and says it plain. From now on, his in-game name is Nameless. No more dragging it out. MC doesn't waste time and says it plain. His name is Nameless, so call him whatever you want. He doesn't care. Guy picks name and livestream crowd goes wild. Nameless fits an assassin way too well, and Chat just can't handle hype. Day is winding down and sunset paints scene while Chat says goodbye, marking end of our protagonist's first chaotic stream. Chat goes wild with farewell messages, and public restroom brick thief even sends that good luck wish for debut. Stream vibe is amazing. MC ends stream with an awkward smile, a little embarrassed by all chaos he caused in Chat just a bit ago. MC is still getting used to interface, a little awkward and blushing while exploring functions on that holographic panel. MC closes stream feeling awkward, face flushed while he pokes through holographic panel and checks comments roasting him as a noob. Chat is on fire, guys don't hold back and keep calling him a noob while MC tries to figure out what's happening on screen. MC ends stream all awkward, staring at holographic panel while Chat is packed with people calling him a noob. What a vibe, man. Broadcast ends with just 6 viewers, and MC finishes job with that look like today's generation doesn't understand what real roots are. MC just watches that mess with a side smile thinking today's youth is wild, man. With everybody throwing in good name suggestions, MC just sits re-watching, with that face like he's analyzing every detail. Out of nowhere, a notification pops up asking if that's Famous Warrior gameplay stream. MC just watches, not understanding a thing. MC sees stream shut down and just stares at screen, completely lost about what just happened. Stream drops out of nowhere, and Chat starts flooding in asking what happened. MC just sits re-staring at screen, trying to process what he just saw. MC sits reprocessing it all, totally stunned by how much his name is blowing up online. MC keeps checking forum, and man, people are completely losing it over his performance. He became a legend overnight. Lying relaxed, MC stares at his phone with a smile like he knows he wrecked everything on today's stream. MC doesn't even get to enjoy fame before Taewoo comes in yelling and knocks his phone to floor in biggest scare. Taewoo barges into room like he owns place, and MC gets that basic jump scare, almost falling off bed from his friend's sudden invasion. MC is all flustered and red-faced, while Taewoo shoves phone right up to him. Kid is stunned, not getting why Ree's so much fuss. Chat is on fire, man. Even with stream off, everybody's still re-commenting and freaking out over his in-game performance. MC is frozen in shock, staring at his phone screen while he processes how huge reaction to his gameplay got. Sitting on couch, MC stares at phone while Taewoo watches screen, finally understanding how big a mess Wei caused. MC stares hard at phone screen, taking in fact that viral clip of him humiliating mobs in tutorial is all over internet. Posts blew up everywhere showing MC crushing 13 enemies in tutorial on pure reflex. Guy has no idea how big a mess he caused. Taewoo shows viral video all hyped up by attention it got, but MC is just retrying to understand why that whole mess became a topic. Taewoo points at screen, stunned by how big video gotten by people arguing where it was fake or not. People in comments are totally lost, arguing over where video is edited or not, while chat turns into a full-on battlefield. MC is Ray, staring at his phone with that face like he does not understand any of chaos in comments. Taewoo, completely stunned, shows phone to MC while Chat is fighting hard, refusing to believe what you saw in video. With that grin from ear to ear, MC doesn't care about mess and already knows channel is about to blow up for real with this content. Guy is dead tired but still drops that little jab saying MC is a pro even though he clearly needs a full night of sleep. Our MC is sprawled on bed just chilling while he stays glued to his phone, checking fallout from everything that happened. He studies phone, seeing video go viral for real and realizing that insane tutorial feat is finally bringing recognition he deserves. MC stays glued to his phone, checking viral clip of his absurd tutorial performance. Recognition is finally hitting full force. Phone won't stop. Notifications exploding non-stop. Tutorial video went viral, and MC finally sees recognition knocking at door. Sun hits building's facade hard, kicking off Anor Day while internet keeps buzzing about our protagonist's insane play. MC checks posts about video, community is split, and topic is blowing up with recommendations climbing fast. Comments keep popping up non-stop, and crowd is split. Some are skeptical, while others already figure out that Nameless's damage is crazy. MC checks monitor again, half in disbelief at how big buzz got. Audience growth was insane, just like Taewoo predicted. MC keeps an eye on screen and sees people tearing each or apart in comments, arguing whether that new level 10 AI is annoying or not. Now focus is on a viral post talking about why new level 10 AI is so irritating, with everybody trying to figure out who this nameless guy is. People are hunting for user behind AI, and that viral post with video of MC beating it only made everybody even more hyped. MC is with that face like he doesn't understand anything, just watching people lose it online trying to figure out who he is. Mood gets heavy when Champion appears in front of him. She's just standing waiting for MC to make first move. Clash is about to begin. Tension closes in. Blue visor on armor glows hard, while MC draws his blade, ready to face Legend head-on. MC charges in full force and leaves opponent completely stunned by how fast he moved. Guy didn't even have time to react. Mood gets heavy, and Champion mocks him, asking if he's scared. Visor glows and challenge is thrown down with no hesitation at all. Chat can't believe it, stunned by this guy's personality, with general opinion being that he's insane. MC is with that face like he's not enjoying any of this, literally stunned by how things turned out. But look at our MC's miserable face. Guy is literally outraged by situation stamped all over that dislike emoji with pure rage. MC glances at screen, but mood in chat is heavy and people are not forgiving him in comments. Take a look at chat, vibe is awful. People are trashing MC, calling him a nobody and asking Mama to stop mentioning Guy. People finally realize video wasn't fake and are stunned, stumbled right into stream of monster who dominated tutorial. With a calm look, MC doesn't care about hate. He makes it clear he didn't need any tricks to beat those veterans. Chat mood flips and now everybody is stunned seeing that MC really destroyed tutorial without needing a single gimmick. MC gets ready inside VR pod and wastes no time adjusting controls while chat freaks out over his absurd skill level. MC doesn't care about crowd and steps into pod. He's focused, adjusting everything to start game for real while chat goes nuts. MC doesn't waste time, closes his eyes, and locks in completely before fun starts. Guy is on Anor level, fully focused. MC closes his eyes and puts everything into match. Intense glow takes over everything, and he finally enters game. Now fun begins. System glows intensely, signaling that connection has been established. Re's no turning back game has started, and now story is different. MC appears as a chibi avatar while his profile on stream platform starts taking shape, with follower count going up. MC enters system with that face like he doesn't understand a thing, while chat loses it over stream debut. MC is with that little confidence smile while he tweaks livestream details. Chat is blowing up now, and he's already ready to start. Time for truth. MC taps start button for livestream, and in blink of an eye, broadcast begins for everybody. Things are about to get rough. Chat is on fire, and MC finally hits start. Official livestream of Dawn of Assassination Squad has begun, and now things are about to get rough. Screen lights up and game title hits hard. Dawn of Assassination Squad. Chaos has started, and now it's for real. Screen opens with imposing city of Altion. This is where journey truly begins, and place looks insane. Camera focuses on area Spire, heart of Royal District. Scene is insane, way too imposing for a game that just opened. Area Spire dominates Royal District with surreal presence. Scale of that structure is insane, showing game is on Anor level. Now we focus on Golden District, a place where mood is tense and danger moves around freely in shadows. Scene cuts to this bloodstained dagger showing calm didn't last long, and game already started proving what it's about with plenty of violence. But look at that. Mood changed, and it looks like he finally reached right place to get to work, standing right like someone who knows exactly what he's doing. Out of nowhere, MC shows up with that face like he just saw something unbelievable and has no clue what's going on. But look, System finally said hi, and our protagonist is already in mood, looking ready to take over everything for real. MC gives that little sideways laugh while chat freaks out over what he just did. Kid just shut down controversy with pure nerve. MC shuts down any chance of empty talk right away, ending whole controversy with pure swagger and leaving everybody speechless. Spark in his eyes says it all. Our guy has just mapped out next plan, and nobody is stopping this steamroller now. Crowd loses it over play and warns in chat, don't even think about trying this level of madness at home. Chat is on fire, everybody clowning hard, and teacher can struggle all he wants to understand this mess growing in stream. Chat turned into a disaster, with people trashing teacher and complaining you wasted money on a tutorial that did nothing. Chat is absolutely ruthless with MC, clowning that you spent money for nothing and telling everybody not to copy him. MC studies situation with that calculating look, already knowing it's time to go full surgical precision on target and watch damage happen. MC doesn't waste time talking. He locks onto Etor's weak point and lands that perfect critical hit that leaves boss stunned. Chat is running wild and people don't hold back, clowning that MC shouldn't even be Ray. But he doesn't care, focus now is learning how to grind Etor down. Chat is stunned by 1,000 won donation, and guys keep roasting him while he just processes jokes and tries to stay calm. Looking at that confused face, MC just realizes that in end, even best player needs time to process things. MC ignores chat and stays fully focused on screen. Kid is stunned, studying comments while getting ready for what comes next. With more than 300 people watching, chat keeps climbing and people are totally lost, wanting to know what he's going to do now. MC has that look like he just figured something important out, fully locked in on what this interface is showing. Chat is on fire and MC doesn't even blink. He's glued to screen calculating every step before he charges in for real. Guy is locked in, man. Chat is boiling over, asking if MC is finally going to show what he's made of. People are stunned, wanting to see monster verified. MC is just chillin' Ray, enjoying scene and letting out that little ho-ho while he watches everybody mix and mingle. Guy doesn't even look worried. Game opens path and drops options. Take squad missions, pickpocket people, or just explore city. MC watches it all, calculating his move. MC looks at everything with that face, like he knows what he's doing. But inside, he's already plotting chaos. That little side smile gives it all away. MC flashes that side smile, studying every detail of this virtual world while deciding how he's going to cause trouble here. MC stops in middle of crowd, radiating that swagger of someone who runs everything. With that smile on his face, he's already mapping out chaos. Market is buzzing with sellers trying to push junk on everyone passing by, but our protagonist couldn't care less about merchant talk. Out of nowhere, a drunk guy bumps into MC looking for trouble in middle of street. Guy is wasted, but he picked wrong target to mess with. Guy bumps into hooded one, but curse flips on him, and drunk is one who loses, walking straight into a guy standing like a statue. Guy's pretty tipsy, full of attitude, trying to pick a fight, but MC doesn't even blink. Fool runs into hood and gets totally ignored. Drunk keeps muttering, trying to act tough while hiccuping. But MC doesn't waste time on that nonsense and just keeps moving. MC doesn't care and, keeping mystery going, adjusts his hood while studying area with a smile like he knows exactly what he's doing. MC throws out a cynical smile while showing off loot. Guy's playing so well it doesn't even look like he was born to be a swordsman. What an insane steal. Chat already starts hyping it up, asking if he's streaming as a thief instead of sticking to warrior style. Chat freaks out, asking if he's some alley thief. But one fan shoots back right away. Guy is a beast, saying he came straight out of Marim. Chat barely finishes talking before MC is already being hunted by guards, literally running for his life while joking about it. With that pile of cash in hand, our MC is calm, thinking money will last him a good while without any rough times. And chat goes wild. With that much money, MC thinks he's set for life. That's money to burn. MC is totally calm, checking loot he got when somebody shows up out of nowhere and forces him to pause. MC is minding his business when he notices a few weird guys wearing guild crest. Mood gets heavy and a clash is inevitable. MC doesn't waste time talking, just glancing over his shoulder to size up two freeloaders who showed up out of nowhere. MC barely gives those two guys any attention and you show up looking ready to start trouble. Mood gets tense and he's already on alert. One of guys comes in all casual, throws an arm around MC's neck and asks what that thing is. MC just gives him a side look, too annoyed for this nonsense. MC doesn't play along, just shows item in his hand like that's answer to all that dumb attitude from those guys. Guy tries to get slick and hang off MC's neck, but stream freezes right with chat losing its mind over how wild this game's freedom is. Chat is stunned by insane freedom in this game and already tells MC to climb hill and beat everybody down. Guy tries to grab MC but he blocks hit with absurd ease. Chat is stunned by precision of that move in middle of stream. Chat confirms it and right away that crew's emblem pops up on screen, making it clear focus now is wiping out that gang. Chat already called mission. Just beat down gang boss and market finally gets cleaned up. Adjusting his gloves with that little smile like he already knows what's coming, MC decides it's time to put an end to C guys. Chat wastes no time clowning him, doubting he can handle disassemblers and betting on fight. Some know-it-all subscriber pops into chat, doubting MC even knows who disassemblers are. Just laughable. MC doesn't even flinch at chat's talk, just stays right with that confused face while holding weapon, ready for next move. Alright, showtime. MC doesn't waste time and starts things up, ready to face that sinister mansion right Camera locks onto that creepy mansion, starting point where MC will show that tutorial is no place for jokes. Fight starts now. MC doesn't flinch, fully focused with his sword in hand while facing area. He's ready to clean out this mansion and show what he's made of. Guy doesn't waste time and immediately snuffs out one of candles, all to keep place dark and secure advantage. MC is Ray, crouched low with a face like he saw a ghost, trying to stay hidden while he sizes up terrain. Things are tense, man. Kid slips through candelabras, staying fully focused and calculating every move so nobody catches him. Wax keeps melting slowly. Mood is heavy, and darkness has started swallowing everything. Out of nowhere, a drop of hot wax lands on target's forehead, giving away that somebody is watching from above. Mood gets heavy fast. Guy feels wax on his forehead and instantly turns in shock, realizing somebody's watching him from up. Things just went bad for one hiding. MC flashes that sinister smile, cuts through silence with his blade, and that's end of game right here. No mercy, he came to finish job. No getting around it, system just slapped a game over on screen. Journey ended right no chance to continue. MC is standing in middle of street, taking stiff little steps, visibly exhausted from dying and resetting in this place over and over. Kid is embarrassed out of his mind, even blushing after seeing chat roast him for dying 4 times in a row. Things went bad and now he's pissed. MC looks completely wrecked from that losing streak. Chat doesn't forgive, and truth to say, leaders are basically impossible. Chat doesn't forgive and says it straight. See, rulers in-game are basically unbeatable. Difficulty here is on Anor level, no way around it. System shows map of that creepy fortress, headquarters where those wheel tyrants run everything around here. Mood gets heavy when this figure appears. Queen, wearing a luxurious crown packed with jewels, shows problem just leveled up for real. Next we run into Anor leader, who's radiating absurd power while channeling some sinister-looking blue magic. Right after that, we see faction leader focused, moving chess pieces like he's controlling everybody's fate. And to top it off, boss shows up sitting on throne with that look of someone who runs everything. Guy's got terrifying authority. Take a look at this map. It's marked all over, showing that finding target is going to be a nightmare because Guy can pop up in any of C spots. MC doesn't waste time and finishes deal right at counter. He secured secret destroyer map and now path is open. MC opens holographic panel and studies layout of area. Now he has hideout map and knows exactly where target might be. Golden icon glows on map, marking crew. MC already understands that. To find C guys, he's going to have to search whole place. MC glances at screen and freezes instantly. Chat doesn't forgive and tells him to stop suffering with stealth and just go in brute force. Chat doesn't let up and says it straight. You've seen somebody wipe floor with everyone using just fists, so why is he putting himself through all this? MC looks visibly confused, asking chat what you're talking about since everybody knows trying anything else here is suicide. Crazy Mutt keeps insisting it's serious, while Guy just says it flat out. Did you even look at community, man? He looks at chat messages like Alpaca losing his mind and can't believe what people are saying about match. MC looks at screen with that little side smile, giving a quick check of what people are saying about insane play. And MC doesn't waste time, flashing that side smile while screen lights up with clear. Guy just ignored logic and cleared stage. Out of nowhere, a 10,000 won donation shows up asking if he can back up what he said. MC just gives that mocking smile, clearly not worried at all. Chat starts filling with laughs and our MC doesn't understand anything, just sitting Romano with that questioning face while everybody else has fun. Chat doesn't forgive and starts clowning him, asking if Alpaca is scared while MC stares at everything with that mocking face. Chat keeps roasting hard, calling Alpaca's attitude paydick. MC is re-looking confused about whole mess, just barely holding in a laugh while Chat completely loses it. An Anner donation hits Chat out of nowhere, and MC is stunned, looking like he did not expect that plot twist at all. MC doesn't give him a chance, slamming out a brutal sword strike that shatters everything around him and sends enemies flying. Guy doesn't play around. Guys rush downstairs in a hurry, armed to teeth, trying to close in on MCSEA, Orieti and Braint. Guys rush downstairs in a hurry, armed to teeth, trying to close in on MC, an upper, way why can. With a smile that says he's not here to play, our protagonist gets ready for fight, prepared to wipe everybody out without breaking the sweat. Are only 30 minutes left for Alpaca to put his money where his mouth is and start his final stream. MC advances with group through alley, stepping with confidence of someone who already knows exactly how this clash will end. MC keeps moving through alley, surrounded by 4 guards, walking with calm of someone who already owns battlefield. MC walks through alley with 2 guards around him, staying calm like he already knows exactly how this confrontation will end. MC goes after those 2 guys, while Chat is already stunned, wondering how he plans to get any info without any reputation at all. People in chat are shocked, warning him that he doesn't have reputation to squeeze info out of Drake and needs to clear every side quest first. MC doesn't even flinch and throws out that mocking face, asking in complete calm if that faction is really that hard to deal with. Chat goes wild over his nerve and MC is left with that confused face like, wait, why is this group so important? Chat is stunned by Guy's move, everybody typing LOL and clowning his cluelessness about parry system. MC drops a basic, oops, totally ignoring madness in chat while staring at screen with blankest face possible. Chat is tearing him apart and he just looks at screen in disbelief, not understanding why that group is considered so important. Chat is clowning him, making fun of fact that he didn't even know what a parry was. Meanwhile, MC is just watching it all, confused by everybody's surprise. MC stares at screen with a cold, locked-in look, fully focused on what's happening, and not caring one bit about noise Chat is making. MC stays calm while reading comments, trashing mission and saying it's impossible to clear without dying. MC doesn't care about Chat's noise. He just focuses on comments of people complaining that this mission is impossible and nobody gets out alive. MC doesn't pay Chat any mind and just flashes that side smile, like he's got everything under control and already knows next step. Meanwhile, those guys keep staring at MC with that little grin like you're ready to clown newbie. Guys are surrounding MC with those faces like you're plotting something, but he doesn't even flinch under pressure from those clowns. MC doesn't care about M, making that totally bored face while guys try to intimidate him, clearly underestimating who you're dealing with. One of guys walks up to MC, taps his shoulder with a mocking smile and asks, in total audacity, why'd chill him anything? But MC doesn't even blink. With that unbearable bored face, he completely ignores guy's mockery, leaving M talking to themselves. MC looks at M with deep boredom. Guy is clearly irritated and has zero patience for say types, barely holding back his anger. MC gives those guys a confused look, like he has no clue what you're even trying to pull here. MC doesn't flinch, letting out that smug little smile as mood gets heavy. He's clearly provoking, holding back his rage until it's time to explode. Mood gets ridiculously heavy, and MC clenches his fist hard. Guy is losing patience and things are about to get ugly for say clowns. MC doesn't flinch, throwing out that mocking smile while staring at guys. Pressure's on, and he's clearly ready to wipe M out. Guys are totally lost, not understanding a thing about our protagonist's attitude. Moodry is already getting bad. Guys rush in with knives drawn, but MC doesn't even blink. Guy is basically itching to start massacre. MC doesn't give a chance, throwing out a brutal strike that cuts through air and wrecks everything in its path, leaving guys shocked by speed. MC doesn't even flinch. He just comes down on M with pressure and already leaves Guy flat on ground with no chance to react. Guys try to surround MC with daggers, but he charges in without hesitation. Full pressure massacre mode has started. Guy charges in with pure malice, dagger ready to end story. MC doesn't even blink. Clash is inevitable. Guy charges in with pure malice, but MC doesn't even blink and disarms opponent with one clean move. Stream goes wild over that absurd precision. MC doesn't give an opening and blocks strike with his own arm. Guy who tried to attack must be stunned by that lightning fast counter. MC charges in full force with no opening left. Enemy doesn't understand anything and hit lands too fast. Guy freezes on spot. MC doesn't waste time and cuts Guy down right away. Enemy doesn't even get a chance to react and is left in total shock at clean counter. MC doesn't waste time and snaps attack back hard, leaving enemy completely stunned by how fast he responded. Guy can see defeat up close. Guy charges in with total malice, sword ready to come crashing down and leave opponent stunned by pressure. Chat is stunned by scene, watching Guy eat that punch to face and not understanding a thing that just happened. Guy is in total shock at our protagonist's absurd reaction. He can barely process that he got outplayed so fast. MC's gaze locks onto enemy with terrifying precision, leaving Guy completely frozen under that pressure. Guy didn't even get a chance. MC parried strike dead on, leaving enemy in total shock at that absurd defense. MC doesn't waste time talking. Guy just goes crazy and drops enemies while keeping that cold stare that leaves anybody stunned. MC doesn't waste time. He just clears area and leaves Guy stretched out on ground while keeping that pose like he doesn't care about anything else. MC throws out that mocking smile, clearly not caring about opponent's struggle. Guy is totally calm while one starts panicking. MC pauses for a second and studies terrain, keeping that tense look like he's mapping out danger and ready for whatever comes. MC doesn't flinch, keeping that sharp, tense stare while he studies danger, ready for any mistake. MC doesn't waste time and charges in full force, drawing his blade in one fast move that gives enemy no chance to react. MC doesn't even tremble, staring down strike, coming full force and getting ready to answer it in moment, showing pressure is really building. But whole thing flips fast, and our protagonist is left completely shocked with that dagger in his hand, not understanding a thing that's happening. MC doesn't give an opening, charging in full force and leaving opponent frozen, unable to react or even say a word. Total shock. Kid is in total shock, frozen with that dagger in his hand and unable to say a single word. MC is in absolute shock, with blade at his throat and not understanding anything. Chat is laughing at his face, calling it pure torture. Chat is stunned by beating, calling massacre torture while MC beats everybody down without mercy. Pure madness. Impact is brutal. A deafening metallic sound echoes as MC blocks attack on pure force, not even breaking a sweat. Meanwhile, Chat doesn't hold back and makes sure to point out total humiliation, like streamer is just some beginner being forced to train. While MC keeps that cool pose, poor newbie on ground looks like he's about to cry from despair. Chat doesn't forgive and is already going wild. Chat is stunned by Guy's play. Some people are even calling him a demon for being able to carve a path like that so easily. Chat is pissed and doesn't waste time, dropping a donation just to clown Itor for getting beaten so badly by a guy who doesn't even seem serious about game. But look at MC, acting like it has nothing to do with him and looking away while things get tense. Guy doesn't even try hard, spinning dagger on his fingertips like it's a toy, totally calm in middle of chaos. MC is just chilling, twirling dagger in his hand and looking around like Re isn't a boss standing ready to tear him apart. Guy's pure swagger. MC cracks that smile like he already knows how story ends and doesn't even need to try things heat up. And he's ready to carve everybody up. Without even looking back, he throws out a precise strike that cuts through air, rushing group with absurd speed. MC doesn't waste time and charges in full force, pushing straight through crowd as mood closes in for real. It's every person for themselves now. With one quick pinpoint move, he makes damage happen, giving nobody slightest chance to react. MC doesn't waste a second and runs to everybody with one single blow, sweeping enemies in front of him away with absurd precision. That damage was real, man. Impact is so brutal that he doesn't even stop, he just keeps coming, driving toward target with everything while blood starts spraying everywhere. MC gives last opponent no chance and finishes him off, leaving Guy stretched out in a pool of blood while he clears path. Nobody's left standing. MC doesn't even flinch, just walking over bodies while last opponent drops to floor, knocked out and with zero chance to react. Hit is brutal. Club swings to air with everything it's got and blood starts flying everywhere. No talking, damage is done. MC doesn't stress it, just stands with that face like he couldn't care less about mess he just caused. MC doesn't even flinch, throwing out a dry little comment that would stun anybody. He keeps walking like nothing happened. MC isn't even impressed, just glances sideways and fires back with that mocking question. Was that all you had to offer? And all of a sudden, an intense glow floods everything, signaling that our MC's secret technique has finally activated. Things are about to get wild. MC doesn't even tremble. With a cold look, he stops strike at tip of his blade, showing that to him this is nothing but child's play. Chat is absolutely on fire, everybody calling him a demon and freaking out that he's handling challenge with pure brute force. Chat loses its mind seeing MC's lethal reflexes, staring danger dead on without even blinking at all those blades coming his way. Man, just look at that, he doesn't even flinch with that rain of blades flying at his face. That kid's reflexes are on enro level. Chat is completely stunned. Suddenly, dozens of sharp blades rain down on the kid. Eyes locked in. He's getting ready for the incoming attack, grabbing his weapon's hilt tight, moment, he's set to draw steel. With one fluid motion, he slices the air as the blades graze past him. Bright sparks light up the exact moment he deflects them all. And that's where it gets good. The chat is losing it. Someone pops up saying that wasn't too bad. With a sinister grin, the boss Drake reveals himself, challenging our lead with pure arrogance. He asks if he can parry this. Just like that, he unleashes a storm of shadow daggers. In the blink of an eye, a barrage of sharp blades tears through the room. Facing the horde, the protagonist grips his weapon. Spinning his spear at max speed, he creates a perfect circular shield. Using a precise move, he swats away multiple daggers. The impact sends them flying off, crashing into different parts of the area. By a hair, a projectile grazes the boss's face, leaving a small cut. The lead gets a side smirk, proving even aerial attacks are easy. Now the chat is wondering if there's anything he can't parry. The boss keeps a confident smile, asking for our guy's name. Our lead steps up, telling him he's nameless. He likes the name, claiming he only respects the strong. Suddenly, chain blades burst onto the scene, and that's where it gets good. He draws his own blades, ready to go all out, whipping the chain through the air at breakneck speed. With a sharp flick, our guy deflects the strike, but those chains move on their own. The blade whistles, soaring through the air. Once again, he manages to block it. Fluid movements keep him perfectly shielded. Sliding back, he tries to create some space. He thought daggers would be easier, but that's definitely not the case. Realizing those new weapons are the real challenge. Watching the fight, it's clear they put serious work into this combat. The chat is already debating if the difficulty is intentional. Gritting, the boss taunts him, asking if he's coming or what. Spotting an opening, he lunges forward, seizing the initiative. Blades clash, sending sparks flying everywhere. He shuts down the attack with a clean parry. No one saw that coming, but he dodges a surprise chain strike just in time. With lightning reflexes, he blocks every strike as the enemy charges. As the fight keeps rolling, the chat goes wild over his insane defense and trash talk. Comparing the challenge level, he admits this is tougher than fighting 13 guys. And just like that, he actually survives the terrifying mountain of blades. Now he finally sees the path to making it out alive. Dead set on victory, the hero rushes in to close the gap and catches opponent off guard. The boss glares at him, warning that he won't leave any openings. A quick beam streaks right through the boss. The hit notification pops up. He finally manages to land a clean blow on the boss. The boss gets stunned from the parry. Assessing the situation, he realizes parries take out mobs. But against the Drake, it's just one hit. Those chains keep spinning around it, blocking any direct attack. That's when a cocky smirk creeps across his face. Tightening his grip on the weapon, he gets ready to land this hit for real. He shuts his eyes, planting his feet firmly into the ground. Channeling all his energy, he shifts the power from his core, dropping into a high guard stance. Raising the blade above his head, he unleashes his strongest strike. With a locked-in stare, he brings the pipe down with an intense glow. Wrapped in that energy, the protagonist delivers the strike. The blow lands square on top of the boss's head, and that's where it gets crazy. The impact triggers a pink shockwave, clearing everything in a flash. The chat goes wild over the destruction, tightening his grip on the crowbar. He thinks that even in a virtual world, his doubts about his body don't matter anymore. Suddenly, the system projects a holographic map at his feet to refine his footwork. Analyzing his torso twist, the system shows how to optimize every movement. Plus, the system even maps out the exact trajectory his arms need to follow. With the system guiding every adjustment, he realizes perfect posture ignores any physical limitation. Chains appear out of nowhere. With a precise movement, the protagonist dodges. Fuming, the boss points his finger, shouting that he's finished. The chains fly at high speed toward him. Charging forward, he catches the chains with the crowbar. Picking up speed, the protagonist advances, and with a heavy swing, he throws the chains aside, shattering them into pieces. Taking a firm step, he plants his feet, and goes on the offensive against the boss once again. Grinning, he recalls the thrill of swinging the sword, calling this his test. Suddenly, a blinding flash takes over, marking the violent clash of weapons. Two blades slam into the ground. He stares down the boss, raising his weapon for the final strike. A pillar of energy erupts, completely surrounding him. Collapsed on the cracked floor, the boss finally hits 0 HP. A notification pops up, confirming the win and granting the first fragment. Meanwhile, the chat goes wild, calling him a literal god. Out of nowhere, a viewer donates 100,000 won, celebrating the match's new hero. The viewer count jumps to 447. Stunned by the insane number of people watching, he's caught off guard. Focused on the blue interface ahead, he silently checks every detail. And just like that, his face turns bright red, sad. He remembers the veteran lecturing him on staying humble while streaming, trying to keep a tough look. He can't hide that silly smile. Smirking slightly with flushed cheeks, he makes no effort to hide how much he liked it. Now the chat is losing it over to First Cleared, joking that he's on another level. Then, a donor named Spoon Murderer sends 10,000 won, roasting him for using the pipe. Right after, another donation comes from Patient on a white horse, laughing at the pipe too. The chat debates how he managed to tank that attack even without the damage buff, thanking them in a tired tone. He gives a shout out for the financial support, but before moving on, he drops that classic question. Scanning the wrecked hall, he mocks the guards for being nowhere to be found. A chatter takes the lead, poking fun at the guards, comparing their absence to some webtoons. Realizing theft always stirs up trouble, the player decides it's time to bail. With the sunset painting the sky, he's walking calmly through the streets. Suddenly someone calls out his name, and just like that, a mysterious figure in a cloak shows up, blocking his path. Stopping cold, he turns around and asks, "Who are you?" clearly confused. With a precise movement, the stranger grabs their hood. Christina reveals her face, commenting on Drake's defeat with a piercing stare. Extending her hand, she gives him a heavy pouch and thanks him for ending the oppression. With his serious expression, she wraps up the delivery with a thank you and confirms the payment. As he gets the coins, system notifications confirm his gold and reputation gain. Even failing the quest, he still grabs the reward and ignores the chat. The chat starts roasting the fallen guy. She kills the mood asking about his future, but he's not having it. Giving a mocking smile, she lets out a hump. Now she says goodbye with a mysterious vibe, promising they'll meet again. The lead watches the girl walking away down the city street. Scanning the area, he gets ready to move on. Seeing the wreckage, the chat questions his success, but he just ignores them. Everyone in the chat starts bickering over the terminology, throwing shade at each other. Viewers hype up his bold move, though he's already thinking about ending the stream. Without missing a beat, he shuts down the broadcast, leaving the chat in total chaos. They refuse to accept it, begging him to keep going. And just like that, with one final wave, he kills the feed, leaving the chat heartbroken. A quick goodbye flashes on the screen. Then the connection cuts and the light fades. Finally done, our guy climbs out of the capsule, stretching his tired body. Meanwhile, a friend is lying on the bed, glued to his phone. He confronts the guy, asking what he's doing there. Keeping it cool, his friend says he was just watching the stream. Ignoring the complaint, he puts the intruder in a headlock, tossing him off the bed. The vibe settles down and he asks how the stream actually went. Checking the phone, he mentions that 440 viewers made for an intense session. In a flash, he grabs the phone back, causing his buddy to yelp for his device. He clicks on the video, rewatching the moment he was questioning one of the goons. The screen shows the chat arguing about him and that specific fragment. Scrolling through the messages, he spots players debating theories on a secret ending and the challenge requirements. Scanning the latest updates, he notices there's nothing about the order fragment. Thinking over the difficulty, he questions what the actual use of such an item would be. A toxic comment pops up on screen, attacking anyone who wastes time on games. His buddy walks over and keeps it real, saying fame always brings out the haters. Ignoring the warning, he mocks him, asking if he was actually enjoying all the attention. He's left unsure how to react, but his friend points to the phone, reminding him that over 400 people were watching. With the phone in hand, his friend heads out of the room. Trying to process the idea, he wonders how he could get even more famous. A bright glow coming from the monitor grabs his attention. Checking the screen, he sees the forum blowing up with comments about his legendary match. Confused by everything, he just lets out a random alpaca. And that's where it gets crazy. A viral video shows some wild gamer promising new challenges. He flashes a sarcastic grin. Lying on the bed, his friend hears him calling out. Breaking the silence, he appears at the door asking if he knows the alpaca guy. Right after that, he asks for a favor. And just like that, the scene shifts to a vast, open, and super peaceful landscape. Frustrated, alpaca flocks onto the ground after losing another round in this impossible game. Meanwhile, the chat is flooded with roasts, pointing out 13 fails in a row. Sitting on a hay bale, he groans about wasting that reputation. He lets out a loud, "Huh." Suddenly, Bayback E shows up, the lobby mascot gifted by his fans. Looking at the cute creature, Alpaca hopes for a little comfort, but the mascot spits right at him. The chat is losing it with laughter. Despite the cute look, Alpaca can't get used to this thing roaming around. Viewers start roasting him for his lack of focus. And that's when a fan donates 10,000 won, promising to serve whoever beats the game as a warrior. A notification pops up on his screen. He freezes mid-gesture to check the alert, thinking someone is trying to pull a fast one on him. A viral video plays showing the protagonist defeating the Drake boss. Stunned, Alpaca can barely process the clip, wondering who this guy is, because the so-called Nameless, hailed in the video as a parry master, appears on screen. A system alert chimes and he jumps, shocked by the message. Caught off guard, he grumbles and glares at the magical envelope with annoyance. He honestly can't believe his eyes. A message from our hero explains he used a friend's profile to reach out. The scene cuts cuts to the movie Soft Korea headquarters. Someone's holding a coffee cup. It's Eve Hymo, the big boss at movie Soft Korea. Staying calm, he tries to take a sip. Suddenly, the door swings open and he spits his drink everywhere. Hymo yells, asking if the guy doesn't know how to knock, demanding to know why there's so much commotion. The guy gets straight to the point. A ruler just went down. And that's where it gets crazy. It all happened inside Warrior Play. Fear hits them hard when they hear the target was Drake. Still, the other rulers couldn't care less, mocking how weak Drake was. Relaxing in his chair, Hymo just says it was about time they got him. The guy asks about the order fragment but gets cut off quick. Hymo reminds him that he was the one who built that barrier, showing off the first of 4 pieces earned by beating the ruler through a secret path. The item comes with restrictions, so no trading or selling allowed. Plus, some rulers can't even be touched without a specific skill, and that ability takes forever to unlock. As if that wasn't enough, the system locks the game after 100 hours. Scrolling online, he recalls seeing everyone losing their minds trying to get that skill, facing a tough dilemma that could ruin every single plan. Tensions rise as he warns that anything could happen since the streamer stopped. Looking bored, Hymo scratches his ear. Suddenly, he freezes mid-motion, noticing something really weird. The atmosphere gets heavy when Hymo asks if he's streaming on the clock. He yells at the top of his lungs, threatening to dock the poor guy's pay. Covering his head, the kid begs for mercy before things start flying his way. His boss completely loses it, vowing to settle the score during the review. Still, he keeps staring at the screen, hoping they don't have the guts to go too far. Elsewhere, some unexpected news pops up. A collab. Chilling on the couch, Alpaca scrolls on his phone. The streamer just confirmed a live with a rookie. The dark-haired guy shuts him down with a dead serious glare. Alpaca says he isn't just any guest. He's gonna be introduced as the featured master. And just like that, everything changed. He's cheering like crazy. The other guy can't believe it, totally salty that a beginner has that much pull. That remark kills his vibe. Alpaca asks if he wants to re-watch the video. He brushes off the talk about the player, focused only on dominating the tournament. Alpaca wonders if he should lend the capsule, since the MC's sync rate is so low. He pushes back, totally confused how a master could have such a low rate. Telling him to track the stream's fallout, he demands a heads up. Lying down, scrolling to his phone, Alpaca's getting annoyed by his friend's attitude, and that's where it gets crazy. He sees the MC1 using a forbidden style, wondering if the guy might actually have some shady motives. Watching the chaos unfold online, he regrets ever starting this partnership. The doorbell rings, and he jumps off the couch, completely startled. Opening the door, he's greeted by a stranger, totally caught off guard. Flashing a perfect smile, our main guy introduces himself. Stunned, he realizes the guy looks totally normal and way better than his virtual avatar, remembering how, just a bit ago, he didn't even know how to edit his character, while he spent forever tweaking his own design to perfection. Just like that, the MC's friend jumps right into the conversation. Alpaca waves them in, while the two friends walk through the door, being polite. Our guy takes a good look around the place, spotting a spacious, luxurious, and super modern setup. Impressed, he notices the workspace and the lounge area are clearly divided. Alpaca says he's making coffee, and the friend insists on helping out, using the moment to tease him about the bet. He gets embarrassed and complains. The sound of the door opening cuts the tension, and the MC turns around instantly. The dark-haired guy walks in and just says hello to the guests, introducing himself as Lee Suhan. They seal the meeting with a super firm handshake. He asks if this is some kind of power play. Being straightforward, he mentions the MC is cracked at the game, but points out the low sync rate. Then, looking a bit suspicious, he notes the newbie barely started playing. Keeping a smile on his face, the MC calls it a secret, but mentions playing in the league 7 years ago. Alpaca thinks the two are throwing shade at each other. Hit by a wave of memories, he freezes at the mention of 7 years ago. Our MC then says he was silver rank back then. Lee asks how he stayed so good after such a long break, inviting our guy to a practice match. Tensions rise when they ask why he's invited. Taking the bait, the MC's friend mocks the choice, but he keeps his composure. He openly teases the protagonist, advising against any training. Lee doesn't flinch and hits them with a direct challenge, asking if they think he's gonna lose. Calmly, he takes a bite of his snack and says the problem isn't losing, then looks at the MC. The MC just shrugs with a super chill vibe. Moments later, his friend lets out a heavy sigh and begs him to keep it all under wraps. And just like that, he kills the mood by suggesting they take on the level 10 training AI. Realizing the truth, they're stunned once it clicks who the AI actually is. Now they're wondering how our MC isn't world famous yet. The buddy pulls up the clip of him taking down the AI, and just like that, sparks fly everywhere as the blades collide, clearly showing the exact second he shatters the AI's sword. Staring at the screen, their eyes go wide, completely frozen. Panic kicks in when they realize this AI is one of a kind. Watching the replay, it's obvious this fight is totally one-sided. They reach the part where the MC says it'll it'll take 80 years for the AI to stand a chance. His friend starts bragging about it. Lee lets out a sigh right before someone calls out the MC. He turns his head instantly. Lee locks eyes with our guy. Breaking the silence, he stands tall and starts setting some new ground rules. Alpaca tries to step in, but he gets shut down immediately. Bowing low, Lee shouts that he's ready to serve the MC. Alpaca feels a wave of relief and laughs off the stress. Completely lost, the MC just gives him a blank stare. Hyped up, Lee pounds his chest, declaring that anyone this cracked is his Haiyung. Our guy looks back with total indifference, knowing he's lived for way longer than that. Laughing it off, the buddy says it's no big deal at all. Suddenly, Anacha hits the distracted guy square on the head. Alpaca wonders about 7 years ago while those two bicker up ahead. Our guy calls his friend super annoying. Lee gives Alpaca a light elbow to grab his attention. He warns that the broadcast is coming up despite the chaos behind them. Realizing the conversation went on way too long. Lost in deep thought, Alpaca shakes his head to clear his doubts. Tissues in hand, the protagonist calls out to the guy. Hyped up, Lee points to the gaming pod, inviting his partner to test it out. He bows dramatically, acting as if the protagonist were some kind of god. And just like that, Lee's sudden mood shift is so shocking that Alpaca freezes. The chat blows up as the stream starts, flooded with owl high from stoked fans. Messages fly across the screen as fans start roasting him about the chicken. Popping on camera with a huge grin, he drops a signature owl high. The streamer leans way too close to the lens, immediately getting roasted by the chat. Complaining about the low viewer count, he gets clowned on by the chat instantly. Someone sends a message saying they only showed up to watch him. His eyes go wide seeing that sweet comment. But the sender quickly kills the vibe by saying they're actually only here for clear or die. Skipping a beat, Alpaca tosses that comment right in the trash. Grinning now, he fires back at the chat with total confidence, teasing the moment with some serious suspense. He tells them they're gonna crush a legendary run against the boss. Hype levels rising, he strikes a dramatic pose to reveal the new master. Chat goes wild asking if he actually kidnapped a master. That mysterious box starts breaking apart. Under a bright spotlight, the spot where someone should be is completely empty, and that's where it gets crazy. He freezes, totally confused that his guest just vanished. Viewers aren't holding back, clowning him for his imaginary collab. Refusing to fold, he doubles down, insisting the partnership is legit. But then everything changes when he spots a message demanding he stream until the end. His frustration spikes, especially since they had an offline afterparty planned. Suddenly, a notification pops up with a direct alert from Jin So-jun. He jumps in his seat reading that request for a direct link, with the main guy admitting he's got no clue how to join the lobby. Alpaca is straight up shocked, staring at the screen in disbelief. Meanwhile, the chat is losing it, flooding the screen with memes and laughter. Still stunned, he wonders if this is some kind of prank. Switching the stream over to standby mode, our main guy finally shows his face, dropping an apology. Sitting on hay bales, Alpaca breaks into laughter, teasing the rookie for his inexperience. But the chat isn't having it, roasting the newbie for failing to join the lobby. One viewer claims it's actually Alpaca's fault for not setting things up earlier. Suddenly, he realizes the stream hit 19,000 viewers, and that's where it gets crazy. The chat goes wild, trashing Alpaca. It seems like bullying the poor guy is the new trend in the live chat. The protagonist thinks streamers usually rule with an iron fist, silencing everyone, while some creators prefer to keep things chill and peaceful. But he personally digs that low-key, isolated vibe. Alpaca realizes he's left the main character out of the loop. With a quick clap, he grabs the chat's attention, thanking the protagonist for taking down the Drake. Out of nowhere, he gets 1001 to complete a wild challenge. The protagonist can't hold it in and starts laughing, taking full responsibility for Alpaca's messy situation. Convinced he's right, he flashes a cocky grin and strikes a pose. Smirking, the lead admits he totally underestimated the player's stubbornness. The chat starts roasting him hard, pointing out Alpaca dug his own grave. Watching everything, he's surprised by the hero's calm among such a crowd, realizing he's actually having a blast. Stuck in a jam, Alpaca puts his hands together, begging for the main guy's help. Getting pumped, he explains the plan has 2 parts. Pointing at the game, he says everyone's gonna learn from the pro, asking which skills he decided to level up. But our guy reveals he didn't level up a single thing. Alpaca tries to figure out why he skipped the basic bus. Scratching his face, the hero asks if they're even mandatory. Stunned, he complains that the hero makes that weird face whenever he's nervous. Pressed for an answer, he admits he didn't use the skill because he had no clue, and with a chill smile, he drops that he just didn't see the point. The chat blows up, mocking his crack skill level. Seeing 25,000 viewers, Alpaca decides to tough it out, but he quickly shifts gears, saying the next step needs that skill. Pointing to a video on screen, he asks if anyone's seen that before. Swords clash with force, sending sparks flying through the air. The impact hits so hard the steel seems to vibrate, and that's where it gets crazy. Suddenly, one of the blades snaps in half. A notification pops up about the quest to unlock the weakness detection skill. Notification Notifications flood the screen, with viewers questioning what they're seeing. Alpaca explains how in fantasy novels every weapon has a weak point. He swears there's always a structural flaw you can exploit, and breaking it 10 times unlocks the special skill. Holding up 2 fingers, he clarifies he's already found 2 weaknesses. Pointing to the broken rapier from the video, he breaks down the first one. He finishes the explanation by revealing how he spotted the longsword's weak spot. Someone asks what weakness detection does, but he admits he's clueless since it's still locked. Suddenly, he shifts his focus back to the protagonist. Alpaca beams, excitedly announcing that the protagonist knew it all along. And, just like that, the chat goes wild, calling him out for bluffing. As the chat loses it, the kid laughs it off and tries to calm everyone down. Hyped by the energy, he holds up a finger and challenges them to guess how many weak points the protagonist can find. The system displays how channel points work, earned just by watching the stream. Riding the momentum, he announces a full playthrough of a horror game. These points can be used to request stuff or change stream effects. The system kicks off the famous betting feature, and that's where it gets crazy. Alpaca opens the bets, pushing the audience to drop their guesses in the chat. Handling the confusion, he calmly breaks down the difference between a safe bet and a long shot. Essentially, he explains how high risk leads to a massive payout. The chat goes wild with guesses, betting on how many weak points he'll find. Checking with his buddy, he wonders if betting on 4 or more hits is worth the gamble. The hero tells the stream that calling 4 or more pays out 100 times the stake. Suddenly, a fan donates 10,000, admitting he went all in with 3 years of savings. Our guy flashes a confident smile, promising them a 100-fold return. With a calm, focused gaze, he steps into the spotlight like the final piece of a puzzle. And just like that, the Assassin Squad dawn arc begins. Under the light of a full moon, a mansion looms ahead. Out of nowhere, blood splatters onto the ground. A swift sword strike catches the boy right in the face. The opponent smirks, brandishing his blade over the defeated lad. Shaking in terror, the boy begs for mercy, but the next second, he's hit again. With a twisted grin, the bully dares the kid to run. Despair completely takes over. Someone watches the scene from the shadows. The protagonist instantly recognizes the boy from that video earlier. Alpaca suggests they evaluate the kid's potential. He hands a sword over to the prota, and that's where it gets good. He says knowing where to strike is one thing, but landing it is another. He lets out a white chuckle, claiming copying the video beats any parry. And that's where it gets crazy. A sharp scream escapes him, pure shock in his eyes. In one swift move, the prota strikes with the blade, catching his opponent off guard. With that solid impact, the opponent is sent crashing into the ground. Standing tall, the prota watches the fallen one with total indifference. A warning pops up on screen, stating he needs to destroy 10 weapons. The chat goes wild over his performance, clowning on anyone who doubted him. Alpaca admits his superiority, noting how easy he made it look. He asks if the theory has been proven. The prota remarks that the uncertainty is finally over. With a confident smirk, our guy confirms the rule he knows is correct. The chat blows up with negative comments, but Alpaca tries to calm everyone down. The mood shifts fast when an intruder alert echoes out. The prota flashes that cocky grin, ready to prove his point. Focused, he narrows his eyes, spotting a weak point waiting to be broken. He reflects on how only enlightened monks could see that back in the day. Now seizing the moment, he shows he can replicate that exact technique. Feeling the weight of that ancient skill, realizing the creator's intent, he vows to master that power. Closing his eyes, the chat tries to crack jokes. Charging forward without hesitation, the lead strikes a precise blow against the enemy's defense. The shield cracks under the pressure, leaving the defender frozen in fear. With a swift motion, he follows through, making the enemy's shield vibrate from the impact. Right after, he gears up to finish it. Struck by sudden tension, Alpaca wears an expression of pure surprise. Even with the resistance, the shield finally gives way to the surge of energy. Lending a powerful hit, the protagonist shatters his opponent's gear. Shards fly everywhere, leaving Alpaca in total shock. No one saw that coming. Completely hyped, the kid can barely believe what he just witnessed. He's left in awe of our guy's skills. Yet he can't wrap his head around how he pulled that off with his eyes shut. Alpaca approaches the protagonist, still stunned by what he just saw. But then a notification pings, and he turns his head, totally confused. A donation rolls in, calling out a fan who claims the two rehearsed this yesterday. Alpaca starts panicking and denies everything, insisting that they weren't bluffing at all. The chat goes wild with angry messages, and the bettors are in total disbelief. But the lead just says he told them to trust him and bet big. With a cynical smirk, he asks if the unlucky ones are in trouble now, reminding them that there was a poll. One of the poll options was if the lead's an alien who can predict over 4 points, which only 1% voted for. Trolling the chat about that measly 1%, the chat finally agrees, sarcastically celebrating how they all failed. He says that group failure is basically a tradition by now. Winning them over yields total control with 30,000 people watching. Noticing his skill, Alpaca's shocked by how talented he actually is. Feeling relieved, he gestures to the audience, trying to cool the chat down. Blown away by the performance, Alpaca Alpaca asks how he leveled up so much. The chat asks about his real life, but he just jokes that he's a regular guy. Suddenly, everything changed. The guy freezes up, staring blankly. His response leaves Alpaca completely rattled, saying it's wild. He calls himself regular, revealing he looks the same in real life. The chat goes crazy, realizing that look isn't an edit, but his real face. Facing the doubt, he keeps a mysterious vibe while his friend loses it behind him. The chat demands a balance patch, saying it's unfair to be that skilled and good-looking. A donation alert pops up on screen, someone sending 10,000 won. Both of them freeze with blank expressions at the message they just read. The sender comments that the lead's staff must be pretty small. Alpaca drops a joke about handing out a ban. Another donation alert hits the screen. Annoyed by the comments, Alpaca triggers his inner pincher energy, threatening a ban, but the commenter quickly tells him to just let it slide. Right after, a wild comment pops up in chat about the manager walking by with a knife, sword in hand. Chat mocks his fast reflexes for posting bail on the spot. Suddenly, Alpaca claps his hands together, grabbing everyone's attention. Asked by his partner, the lead admits he doesn't see any weak points. Hearing that, Alpaca tilts his head in confusion and just drops a "then what?" Covering his mouth with his hand, the lead teases he's about to spill the secret. And just like that, he claims it's because he's a total genius. Alpaca is left completely floored. The chat is in the same boat. Everything explodes in laughter, roasting the hilarious face Alpaca is making. In disbelief, Alpaca asks if that was supposed to be some huge secret. He starts begging for actual answers. The lead explains he just tapped into the developer's mindset. Being sarcastic, he asks if our hero really cracked the creator's intent with just 2 cases. He then points out the parry was only meant for regular mobs. Analyzing the moves, he warns that hitting that spot is way too complex for small fry. Drawing a map of his options, he shows the weakness system isn't even worth the trouble. He concludes this whole mechanic is strictly for boss encounters. Alpaca agrees, saying boss difficulty is high, so parrying is tough, especially against a Drake. Grinning, he announces he's gonna hunt the rulers right now. The chat starts going wild with frantic messages. Ignoring the chaos, he decides to play it safe for a bit. Scanning the panel, he gives a sneaky smile and mutters, "Alpaca." Looking at his partner, the lead suggests a wild idea for another bet. Setting the goal, he posts a bet on the chat about wrecking a ruler's gear today. The audience gets ready to decide if he can actually pull it off. Our hero just asks them to follow his lead with confidence. And just like that, the scene cuts to a location exploding. With a quick leap, someone clears the area as the blast kicks up dust. Consumed by vengeance, a man rushes in, vowing to avenge his son. No one saw that coming. It's the boss, Richard Neville, the Monarch faction leader. Richard charges, brandishing his blade at our protagonist. Moving with agility, he dodges the incoming strike. Caught off guard by the counter, Richard is clearly rattled. Noticing how fast he is, the fighter stands there in disbelief. Frustrated, Alpaca vents about not being able to find any openings. Panicking, he worries the viewers might lose their patience. The lead dodges another swing with 0 effort. Watching the frantic exchange from afar, the guy is in total shock. And that's where it gets crazy. Facing disaster, he starts to panic, shaking with fear because of the threats in the chat. In total disbelief, he figures the opponent might not even have a weak spot. With a smirk, our lead fires back sarcastically, making it clear he's not impressed at all. Suddenly, a bright flash surges to Richard's body, giving a menacing glare. He warns he's going to settle this right now. The boss charges at the lead with everything he's got. Dodging by a hair, he counters with a precise strike, stopping the offense. Fed up with the same tricks, Richard yells, proving he won't be fooled. But then everything changed. A massive clash hits the tip of the blade. The boss feels the edge hit a critical spot. Seeing that, Alpaca is completely floored. The impact creates cracks that spread all over the boss's body. Right after, our lead launches himself upward, landing a lightning-fast attack. A skill quest notification pops up, showing he already finished 4. Now the count climbs fast, hitting 5, 6, 7, and reaching 8 out of 10. He nails one more target, hitting the 9 out of 10 mark. Keeping his cool, he steps back from the boss, who lies behind him totally defeated with shattered armor. In just a blink, Alpaca is spiraling into a full-blown panic over what he just witnessed. While his opponent struggles from the hit, the MC strikes a pose in the background. With a bright flash on screen, he finally hits the goal. 10 out of 10. The stylized blade splits apart, showing 1/2 in grayscale. A system alert pops up confirming he's unlocked weakness detection. Highlighted by the system, a critical spot on the dagger glows bright red. Our hero then rests his sword on his shoulder. Looking at the crowd, he mentions there's been a slight misunderstanding, and that's where it gets good. He says the weapon is fine, the boss just has too many weak points. The scene shifts away from the game world. Completely drained, he puts a hand on his head and sighs deeply. Lee shows up with a bow and drops a super hyped compliment. Bowing at a perfect 90-degree angle, he replies with even more gratitude. With that contagious energy, he says his rig learned a ton today. The prota notices something weird and lets out a confused confused. Ha! Chilling on the couch, his buddy munches on a cookie while holding the controller. He drops a, "Shouldn't you be leaving?" while the MC just stares back, totally lost. Then it finally clicks. He lets out a quick, "Oh right," snapping back to reality. Elsewhere, the live chat is blowing up with toxicity. Trying to calm the storm, Alpaca begs for peace as the mean comments flood in. No one saw that coming. Someone in the chat just shuts him down for good. Stunned, his jaw hits the floor and he can't even get a word out. Grinning through the scratches on his face, he signals the guy is ready. Reaching out with a massive smile, he hypes up the special guest. Slowly, the door creaks open, casting a brilliant light across the room. Alpaca strikes a cool pose, rocking some dark shades. Calmly, our lead walks into the spotlight. Flashing a bright smile, he introduces himself as Jin Se-jun, the streamer. Fans are already comparing him to his in-game avatar. Hyped for the reaction, Alpaca turns to the camera, asking for everyone's take, checking in to see if they think he's handsome. And just like that, the chat goes wild, flooding the screen with compliments. Someone starts roasting him, comparing his looks to Alpaca's. Getting defensive, he starts whining, claiming he used to be a total heartthrob. The chat isn't having it, trolling him hard about his recent weight gain. Things spiral as the viewers pile on the jokes, leaving him in tears. Feeling the vibe take, he announces he's heading off to prep some food. Our lead tries to smooth things over, telling everyone Alpaca's just getting dinner ready. And that's where it gets good. A huge 50,000 won donation pops up from a user called Appa. Awkwardly, he reads the sweet message, then bluntly asks if the sender is a guy or a girl. Ignoring his question, the chat goes into full troll mode, spamming the screen with cheeky comments. He freezes up instantly at a 50,000 won donation from Medu. The chat goes wild, begging for tips on how to spot weaknesses too. Reading that message, he lets out a tired sigh and leans back in his chair. Then he starts thinking back on how he used the skill, wondering if it's even worth bringing up. And that's where it gets crazy. He admits it's a talent that shatters armor on impact, but he just flashes a peace sign and smiles, saving the secret for next stream. Clapping his hands together, he gets hyped to answer another question. Now the chat opens up a Q&A board to engage with everyone. A question about that aura fragment pops up and he admits he's totally lost. Next, someone asks about his training and he answers, kinda confused, that he just goes for runs. Soon, a viewer asks why he chose this game and he says a friend recommended it. The chat starts teasing him, digging for the identity of this mysterious friend. The scene cuts to a piece of meat hitting the hot grill, sizzling loudly. Super pumped, his friend points the tongs right at himself. Taking a sip, the chat blows up with curiosity about how they met. He explains they've been friends since high school and are roommates now. And just like that, the chat loses it over the coincidence. Suddenly, a specific comment catches his eye and becomes the butt of the joke. Pretending he didn't get it, he gives a nervous laugh and tries to play it cool. To make things messier, the user Nota Chance drops a 1,000 won donation with a video clip. Desperate to stop the chaos, he screams for everyone to knock it off right now. Moving fast, Arlie grabs his phone and clicks the clip. In the video, his buddy lets out a sarcastic laugh, grabbing everyone's attention with his story. He starts spilling the beans about the roommate he lives with. This story is all about the time our main guy washed his phone with soap just because it was dirty. And that's where it gets crazy, because he also asked for help cooling his capsule and it went sideways. Right then, he giggles, clowning on our lead for trying to chill the capsule by himself. There he was, crouched down, fanning the capsule with a tiny hand fan. Our lead shows up right behind him after watching the clip, looking absolutely menacing. He presses a hot pair of tongs against his roommate's cheek. Moments later, he finishes up and makes sure to comment that the meal was top tier. They celebrate a successful stream by praising each other. Staying humble, they trade thanks, realizing how much they've learned together. A question pops up about him becoming an YouTube creator, but he's unsure since he lacks the experience. Alpaca then says if he's gonna do it, he better find a solid editor. Suddenly, he slams his hand down on the table. With a huge grin, he offers to hook him up with someone he knows. That's where it gets good, as our lead wonders who exactly he's talking about. Somewhere else, after the talk, he takes a breather and cracks open a cold drink to relax. Taking that first sip, he feels the refreshment and cracks a peaceful smile. Yet between gulps, our lead wonders, is becoming an YouTuber really worth it? Looking back at the laid-back vibe, with Alpaca insisting the channel could help him grow even faster. And just like that, he seals the deal by mentioning the good money. But he warns that the editor's quality is what really defines success. The Proto asks how exactly Lee became Alpaca's editor. He explains that his office life was pretty normal until he found Alpaca's channel, noting that he had some talent but was always neglecting the channel. He shows Alpaca's smiling face on his phone screen. Keeping that in mind, he reveals he reached out to help and proposed a partnership. The group at the table asks if he really quit everything for someone who was a total unknown back then. Alpaca gives a modest smirk, saying he felt confident. Lee adds that he was certain that Alpaca was going to blow up. Back in the present, the city skyline where the day was just beginning. Watching the sunrise, the Proto thinks out loud about needing an editor. He dits that dominating the YouTube is vital, but the real goal is to carry Leos. That's where it gets good, as the viral video of Shin Hao-yeon's victory appears, showing off that shiny golden trophy. Staring at that immersion pod, he recalls the original plan was just to buy the gear and head out. But in the end, he admits that streaming is way more fun than he ever expected. Checking the chat, fans are roasting him, clowning on him for being totally clueless. Yet they're begging for him to stay on stream longer. Silently, he bows his head, lost in deep thought about everything. Gripping that soda can, he wonders if loneliness was creeping in deep down. Staring at the view, he mutters a quiet maybe, agreeing with himself. Eyes locked on that cherry blossom tree, and just like that, everything changed. Watching those petals fall brings back his past life. Feeling the weight of it all, he reflects on the emptiness of never going back. Not knowing the next move, he decides a heavy workout might help. A loud bang echoes through the building, shattering the quiet. Inside the ring, two people are boxing it out. He throws a straight that barely misses his opponent. Exhausted, he lets out a deep breath, trying to catch his rhythm. The trainer says it's routine to see him there, chasing that relief only training brings. What's wild is that, as rough as he seems, the guys he spars with actually get stronger. Suddenly, someone interrupts with a massive yawn, calling out for the trainer. Annoyed, Lee Dong-soo asks how much longer until he's done. The trainer pats his head, reminding him he only started 2 weeks ago. Making a sour face, he insists he's a pro. Then he gets swatted, reminded he's a pro at gaming, not in real life. Pouting in frustration, Dong explains the trainer demanded this hands-on experience. Desperate, he feels like he'll be stuck on the treadmill until the next tournament. Flopping onto the floor in a fit, he demands to learn real combat. Giving in to the tantrum, the trainer decides to take it easy with a quick drill. Hype, the redhead cheers in pure excitement. Seeing his chance, Dong asks to choose his opponent and the trainer agrees. Beaming, he jumps with joy, challenging the room with a battle cry. Suddenly, right as the monster is about to say, turning around, he spots someone sprawled on the ground. Looking at the ring, the redhead sees our lead standing over his downed opponent. Recognizing the guy, he wonders, could that be the legend from the video yesterday? Recalling his friend shoving a phone in his face, pushing the recommendation. Even Ha-yeon caught that impressive performance. With a hint of disdain, he drops a snarky comment about the lead's skill, questioning how such a small-time streamer got in here. Dong shoots him a suspicious look, but the lead notices he's being watched, locking eyes with Dong. Caught off guard, the redhead's eyes go wide, freezing up completely. Pretending to look for a sparring partner, he gets spooked by that intense glare. Taking the lead, the coach asks if the kid's picked an opponent yet, giving him a whole lecture on how training works. Moving into his space, the coach interrupts his view with a boring sermon. Swallowing hard, he feels the weight of those words and looks away, clearly stressed. Checking out his bill, he ends up totally underestimating his strength. Rolling his eyes at the lecture, he just ignores the coach. Pointing straight at the main character, he demands a spar, no holding back. And that's where it gets crazy. The coach is in total shock, shouting in disbelief. Suddenly, the crowd goes wild, eager to take on the rookie with hungry eyes. Looking totally innocent, he asks if it's rude to challenge someone he just met. Laughing with cold sweat on his forehead, he agrees it's super rude. Glancing back, the coach notices our guys watching them. Breaking the tension, our hero walks up with a towel on his shoulder and accepts the challenge. With a sarcastic glint in his eyes, Dong drops an ironic, "Oh, is that so?" He fires off a question, catching the hero off guard since Dong recognizes him from the stream. The main character suggests they head up right away. Without wasting a second, both take their spots in the ring, ready to duel. Tightening his glove, Dong cuts the silence with some straight talk. With a cocky smirk, he asks if the hero's any good at this. Staying arrogant, the redhead brags that he's definitely the better fighter. Looking bored, our MC asks who this guy even is. Dong is completely lost, looking like he has no clue what's going on. And that's where it gets crazy. The redhead loses it, realizing his gaming god title means nothing. Pondering over his rival's lack of experience, exuding confidence, he promises to spill everything once he wins. Our main guy gets into position, taking a quick step forward. He lunges in, while the redhead keeps running his mouth. Dong doesn't even have time to react, taking a solid hit square to the face. Meanwhile, the scene cuts to the building exterior under a clear blue sky. Taking a quick sip of his drink, someone addresses the hero with a serious tone. Emerging from behind, his dad shows up to mention he went a bit too hard. Recalling Dong's build, he concludes the guy is just an average Joe. Watching his technique, he admits the skill is there, but notices a lack of muscle. And just like that, everything changed, with him knocked out cold on the floor. His father asks about the stream status. Staying chill, he says he won't get in the way now that things have settled down, asking if the channel's been losing some viewers lately. Finding out that Kim, his friend, has been fibbing to his parents. His dad beams with a smile, saying he's finally made up his mind. Soon, he suggests playing an old school game, but our boy stays locked and Afday has never heard of it, making his dad blow up in total disbelief. Sipping his milk, he adds that the kid needs a new style to start pulling in more views. Frowning now, he recalls the last time he checked checked, it was at 440. Hoping for the best, the protagonist says those 3,000 followers should bring in a crowd. Suddenly, the dad spits out his drink, catching him off guard. Eyes wide open, he's in complete shock hearing that he's already hit 3,000 followers, just frozen staring at the number. And just like that, the whole internet goes wild over the broadcast. The feedback is blowing up online, with every post hitting over 30 likes. Comments shift completely, finally putting an end to all the hate. Lying in his room, he reflects on how everyone knows his name now. That's where it gets good. His phone vibrates with a notification, cutting off his thoughts. A notification breaks the silence. His friend sends a viral post trying to drag him with 1,000 downvotes. Curious, he stares at his screen with a blank look. Letting out a short laugh, he shows a hint of mockery in his expression. His friend texts him joking about how fame brings out the haters. Wasting no time, he decides to report the post to get it over with. Glaring at his phone, he wonders if he really needs to explain himself this soon. Sitting back into the pod, ready to finally dive into the game. With a subtle smirk, he wonders how many people are gonna tune into his stream. The live title says he's about to drop a huge confession. Suddenly, the viewer count spikes, jumping from 701 to 1,300. The counter climbs even higher, hitting exactly full 100 viewers. Slamming his hand on the desk, Paimo shows he's completely out of patience. Stunned to see the weakness detection is already unlocked. The original plan needed a month and a whole lot of luck to work. Despite the notification, the mood turns sour and he sinks into the couch, frustrated. He complains that the guy didn't even bother to listen. Trying to cool things down, the younger guy points out the obvious and tells him to just look. Confused, Paimo furrows his brows and asks what he means by look. Spinning the laptop toward the CEO, he tells him to watch the video right there. Turning his focus back to the screen, pressing play now. The footage shows the main character going on the offensive, lunging at the enemy with a lightning-fast sword strike. And just like that, everything changed. He stands calm and collected while his opponent's armor is shattered in the background. It's unbelievable. His eyes widen as his voice shakes with pure shock. Skeptical, Paimo asks if it's a bug, but he gets an immediate denial. Stepping into detective mode, he adjusts his glasses and starts breaking down everything about Sojun. Pumped up, he fires off technical details on how the protagonist saw through the move. Looking at it through a technical lens, he insists there's no cheating involved. Fed up with all the technical jargon, he tells him he's already got the point. Cutting the mood, the guy says it isn't over yet, leaving Paimo totally annoyed. Overwhelmed by frustration, he snaps and yells that it's all going down the drain if the fragment shows up. Sighing with boredom, the guy seems completely indifferent to the whole mess. Shock hits him hard the second he lays eyes on a fragment. He reveals the crystal is an Easter egg, a special quest for an update coming in 1 month. And just like that, everything changed. The screen glows as the chaos fragments finally appear. Paimo thinks to himself that this really shouldn't be happening. His plan was to drop a promo video for the update before letting the info on the shards out. He reveals he calculated every single detail to make sure it all happened on schedule. But now, everything is at risk of falling apart, all because of one single player. He collapses onto the couch, completely crushed. Questioning the deadline for the edit, he gets 1 month as an answer. Visibly tense now, he asks how long it would take if they put in overtime. Deep in thought, the guy drops an estimate of just 1 week to get it done. Clenching his hands tight, he asks what the odds are that our proto grabs the rest of the fragments by then. A huge grin spreads across the guy's face as he says he has the answer for sure. With eyes gleaming in excitement, he confirms 100% chance of success. Paimo's trembling under the sudden pressure. Irritated, he grits his teeth and calls him a total nuisance. A shout of "Get out" echoes through the entire building. Exhausted from all the drama, he sinks into his chair with a heavy sigh. Stunned, the guy's eyes go wide, and no one saw that coming. The laptop screen flickers to life. Grabbing his head in disbelief, he asks himself if he really just did that. Fixing his gaze, a cold tension fills the room. Shaken by what he's watching, he mumbles, "Honestly, let's face it," and clicks the video again. With a precise click, the replay starts, showing sharp and intense cuts. The video freezes mid-action, hitting 123,000 views. Drawing his blade, the protagonist enters the scene with a terrifying aura. Stanset, his body starts glowing with a pink light. Still not satisfied, Paimo digs deeper into the proto's history. Now he's watching another clip. Our guy goes head-to-head with another governor. Paimo finally admits that everything our proto pulls off is legendary. Typing away nervously, he grumbles about nearly threatening his subordinate but realizes watching the proto is actually wild. Checking the clock, he jumps when he notices it's already past 3 in the morning. Stretching out in his chair, he lets out a sigh, reflecting on the rare satisfaction. Nothing beats seeing players enjoy his game in such unexpected ways. Thinking back on the chaos of coding the game way back when, man. A smile creeps across his face. Quickly, he tracks down the Prota's profile and hits follow. Without a second thought, inside the Prota's lobby, the panel lights up and the stream finally goes live. Facing the camera, the guy freezes up, offering a shy greeting with a bit of hesitation. The system blinks on screen with an alert calling for Sohai and questioning the title. Watching the chat fly by, he assures everyone he's ready for this. But the Prota gets distracted, picturing what the viewers look like based on their usernames. A guy on a white horse all banged up and hooked to an IV drip, and a giant fish. Snapping back to reality, he checks if everyone's made it in. And that's where it gets good. He announces the new official mods to keep things in line, scanning their goofy handles. Introducing his team, he shows off the loyal crew who've been there since day one. Remembers everyone accepted right away, except for one guy who just vanished. Shrugging off the disappearance, he pulls up the channel rules to set the tone. The Prota gives a quick scan of the conduct code popping up on the digital screen. A few people start asking what the deal is with the stream title. He makes a deadpan face and mutters, "Ah, about that." The Prota reveals that folks are suspicious, since he found the boss's weakness way too easily. Keeping a completely straight face, he admits he didn't explain much during the last stream. And that's where it gets crazy. A sarcastic comment pops up, calling him out for having zero regrets. Everyone asks how he spotted the weak point. He tries to explain, but it just goes over their heads. So, he straight up confesses he reported himself just to shut them all up. The chat goes wild, blowing up with nothing but question marks. He opens the support ticket and bluntly writes that he used hacks by mistake. The chat fills with laughter, trolling the situation with pure chaos. Realizing his plan, the viewers start cracking up, knowing the devs are going to prove his point. Flashing a proud grin, he asks if everyone's happy with the explanation. The chat loses it, calling him a cool-headed psychopath and a total streaming genius. Deciding to cut the chatter, he announces he's logging in right now. And just like that, everything changed. A sudden notification pops up, catching him off guard. A bright alert shows a 1 million reward mission to use the weakness on the tower governor. He's stunned by the cash, but questions if the skill works on a boss with no gear. Recalling the tower boss uses magic, he wonders if he can actually slash through it. Someone jumps in to confirm it's totally possible. Pausing to process, he rubs his chin and agrees it makes sense. Checking the details, he ponders the task, thinking the payout is way too high for a first run. Masale trabajo por un momento encarando a mensagem. Tenso le percibe que envío a mi sal fue nada menos fue dos desenvolvedores do jogo. O chat explode in risadas, zoando a ingenuidade do rapas como se tudo fosse fac de repente. Uma luz intensa corta a tela acompanhada por brilho espetacular. E dentro do jogo ele se depara como imponente ethereal spire a cidade dos magos. Surge e figura misteriosa que governa o yuga o mostada supremo da torre que por trás da postura certeza o cara curte fazeron destes pisados com pessoas como mestrondo eletrice non notera comora forza bruto levantando poeira o prota passa melos por cima das casas elepteriza uma verua assustando uma pobre coitada tremendo agorotasto suspiro de alivio al perceber que o invasor não é assassinio o será que é ignorando ile o prota sorte que hora de eliminar o alvo o chat entrando clima com o pessoal tirando onda da invasão pela porta da frente enquanto checa o chat alguém questiona se ele conhecitore mas o prota confessa soltando não irônico encarando o desafio no estilo hardcore provocando o chat aponta que ele segue avançando sem pensar questionando se o local não é difícil de minar sem perder tempo eleva-se firme no chão decidindo satisfazer empurrando as portas duplas e entrando pela porta frente mesmo ao cruzar a entrada o rapaz e pego de surpresa pela grandiosidade do salão sem por pa onde ir ele decide seguir duas pessoas se pergunta se são magos scanning the area the hero notices fewer people than he expected. Over in the chat everyone's pointing out how rare mages actually are. Our protagonist spots 2 guards standing by the entrance. Noticing the chat go quiet, he figures he's heading the right way to the 4th floor, but before he can even react, a guard appears out of nowhere blocking his path. Trying to keep his cool, he draws his weapon, hoping that's enough to scare him off. Suddenly, the proto lunges forward, wiping out the guard in the blink of an eye. He kicks the door open, not holding back. Stepping into the hall, he feels something off. A strange jolt runs through his entire body. Frozen by a red magic circle, he tries to move, but his limbs just won't listen. Hearing an eerie laugh from the shadows, he turns his head completely on edge. And that's where it gets crazy. An opponent steps out, wielding blue flames and taunting him. In a split second, second, the mage fires the flames right at him. Cold sweat dripping, he stares down the attack with pure determination. Without warning, his arm goes limp, realizing the paralysis is finally worn off. Dodging the blast by a hair's breadth, the mage groans at the missed opportunity. Breathing a sigh of relief, he finally feels back in control. Flashing a cocky smirk, the mage mocks his struggle. Then he starts charging up a new attack. Facing that blue flash, the lid stares down, the power surging ahead. With a smug grin, the mage fires off his spell. Yet, our guy stays calm as the situation heats up. The system kicks in, activating weakness detection. Sharpening his gaze, he pulls up a tech interface highlighting everything. Surrounded by dark projectiles, he stands at the center, glowing bright. Moving fast, he holds his blade right up to his face, and just like that, a blue shockwave expands. Lunging forward, he lands a precise sword strike. The chat goes wild watching him cut through the magic. With a fluid motion, he slices through everything in his path, keeping that same steady look in his eyes. No one saw that coming. The mage freezes, jaw hitting the floor. With a quick dash, he closes the distance. Delivering a swift counter, he ends the duel with one clean slash, mentioning how the whole task was easy, though he's confused why his body didn't react sooner. Meanwhile, the chat starts clowning one subscriber trying to hold back the spoilers. Attempting to bail on the stream, he gets dragged right back by the chat's persistence. Someone drops a hint that the tower floors come with debuffs. Before they can say anything else, the guards show up. Our proto charges in, blade ready for the next strike. Suddenly, an unexpected physical reaction stops him mid-dash. The 5th floor debuff swaps her senses, the chat warns. With his body still shaky, he notices the guard closing in, gripping the hilt tight. In one fluid motion, he delivers a heavy slash. Blown away by his adaptability, they realize the penalties are just turning into advantages. He asks what's on the 6th floor, but not even the chat remembers. And that's where it gets crazy. A deep rumble echoes through the floor. The ground starts to give way, breaking apart. The impact sends a shockwave, blasting debris everywhere. Standing his ground, he watches it all with a cold gaze, guard held high. The shock of the buff kicks in. Now, the weight is so heavy, he's moving in slow motion. Annoyed by the lag, the chat is spamming him to use the skip button. No one saw that coming. The warning pops up. The 7th floor is pure, total darkness. Realizing this path leads him straight to the Spire Master. Our MC steps onto a magic circle, heading into the void. Intense pressure fills the air, radiating a dark aura everywhere. Facing this total darkness, the viewers wonder if he's actually falling. Step by step, he keeps moving, plunging deep into the shadows. Checking his surroundings, he spots the layout matches the previous levels. Closing his eyes, he decides to focus and recall everything. Suddenly, a massive flame erupts out of nowhere. In the back, a mage is locking onto our guy. Sensing the incoming attack, he dodges at the very last second. The next debuff kicks in, and just like that, everything changed. The scenery collapses, with giant debris falling on him. Keeping his cool, the MC stays focused. With surgical precision, he delivers a clean cut, slicing through everything ahead. Looking closer, the sharp glow in his eyes shows his total determination. The chat is now wondering if he's even human. The track triggers yet again. Icy energy blasts rip through the air, sending sharp shards flying. With a quick move, he leaps straight into the blasts. Moving like a blur, he unleashes a lightning-fast strike. Seeing her attacks doing nothing, the mage starts losing it, cursing the situation. That outburst was just enough for our guy to track her down. And just like that, he's found her location. Terrified, the mage struggles to catch her breath as danger looms. Fighting back, the mysterious mage summons waves of blue flames. Still, he dodges every single one, and deflects the rest in one smooth motion. Now he's closing the distance fast, finally locked onto exactly where she's hiding. Gasping for air, she tries to steady herself. Panicking, she conjures fire in her palms. Using the shadows, he pins her down, mentioning how assassins thrive in the dark, wiping the floor with her in an instant. With a calm smile, he shows up on screen, relieved he made it through. The chat goes wild as 2 followers drop 10,001 each, and the donation count keeps climbing, with another 10,000 rolling in. Giving a smirk, he says thanks, but asks if that's just what everyone does to get past this spot. Our story kicks off at the main entrance of the 8th floor of the mythic Ethorius Spire, right in front of the giant doors to the Tower Master's study, where a mysterious, dark-cloaked kid named Jin Sejun stands frozen, staring down the challenge waiting inside. Interacting with a glowing blue holographic interface floating in the air, the MC tries to pause the situation while reading a warning that just popped up. Totally caught off guard by what he's reading, he realizes there's actually a strategy guide to make his run a whole lot easier. Turns out, this explains why a bunch of crazy hunters are raiding the tower, it's all because of a famous streamer who turned it into a massive viral trend. Breaking down the tower's mechanics, the notice reveals that this boss fight is split into exactly 2 phases. For the first phase, the boss keeps it simple with basic spells and frontal attacks that just need some quick reflexes to dodge. And that's where it gets crazy. The real trouble starts in phase 2, where he's forced to dodge rapid-fire projectiles while trying to stay in the fight. Looking for a way to break that insane defense, the manual suggests dropping a ton of cash on an OP item that costs an absolute fortune. He thinks about using heavy explosives to clear the way, but that idea goes down the drain because of the strict carry weight limit on his inventory. Electric bursts flood the screen as the video guide details a lightning-fast, non-stop attack from the boss. Trying out a wild strategy, the kid calls in a buddy to hold the line, basically acting as a human lightning rod. Watching his friend get fried while chugging potions, he's totally triggered, wondering how the boss has enough mana to spam that beam while refreshing his barrier mid-explosion. Giving up on that cycle of failure, he decides to close the game and hunt for better tactics online. Staring right at the blue screen flickering before his eyes, he's left super confused, having no clue what's going on with this weird interface. Wearing heavy black boots, he steps right onto a glowing holographic interface with the word item highlighted in the center. Checking out the menu that pops up, he realizes he's unlocked a floating inventory with plenty of room to store new swords and cloaks. Toxic comments start flooding the live chat, roasting him for having 0 gear in the arena. Trying to figure out a fix, he scratches his chin while weighing every possible move to get out of this mess. Totally stressed out by the insanity of it all, he has a split-second thought that he's actually about to be finished. Facing a prompt to accept a new quest, he eyes the massive cash rewards displayed on the floating holographic bars. As the chat starts betting against him, the reward money keeps stacking up, hitting over 1 million won on the screen. The stream is still blowing up with trolls and jokes, and the audience just wants to see him fail and get wrecked in the arena. Deciding to risk it all, he flashes a sly grin while cooking up the perfect plan to turn the tables on everyone. Inviting everyone to watch, he suggests they go take a look at the supreme leader of the Ethereus Spire. Title cards and intro graphics drop, officially kicking off this electric journey full of lethal challenges. Glowing panels flash on screen, signaling that the second stage of the competition is officially live for every participant. Blue lightning tears through the air at crazy speeds as our guide dashes across the ruined stage, leaving a trail of pure chaos while the chat goes into full panic mode over his insane performance. And just like that, everything changed. Calculating every move, he realizes the attack speed is busted, forcing him to predict everything because dodging on reaction alone is impossible at this level. Staring him down with a cold look, the Tower Master asks if he can really dodge that new lightning charge strike. Locked in, the MC quickly analyzes the situation, noticing a slight delay before the magic fires, which gives him just enough time to read the room. Studying every detail, he keeps a close eye on the specific hand signs the boss uses to cast his spells. Grid maps glow red with danger zones all over the floor, while the progress bar warns him that the game is heating up. The live stream is losing it, with everyone asking how on earth he managed to escape that devastating attack. Staying calm, he watches in silence, waiting for the perfect opening to counter the boss's next move. Seeing through the trap, he realizes the boss is baiting his movement to block any attempt at a backstab. Checking the combat rules, he figures out that a frontal assault is useless against the shield, and any flank attempt just gets him blasted back to the start. With a sharp, focused stare, the boss narrows his eyes, proving the tension in the fight has hit its peak. Standing before that futuristic pillar, the boss wonders if the weird, sparking artifact inside is the reason the area is locked off, feeling an urge to touch it and see what happens. Pulling out a deadly weapon and shifting into an aggressive stance, our hero gets ready to land a massive hit. Charging full speed at his rival, he goes for the final blow, slicing the air as a red glow consumes the entire stage. Unleashing a high-speed strike, he tries to catch the boss, who just dodges with a neutral face. Slamming into the energy shield, his attack sends out a massive wave of blue sparks that light up the dark room. Firing off a red energy slash, he tries again to break the defense, but the boss just watches with his arms crossed. Focused on keeping him trapped, the master of the Ethereus Spire gets visibly annoyed and demands to know where the kid thinks he's going. Thinking through the fight while dodging, he realizes touching that relic could have serious consequences, but the barrier is blocking his path. Questioning his strategy while staring at the indestructible shield, he realizes he needs a new approach since the defense is holding strong. Frustrated while dodging, he wonders why his system blocked his weakness detection skill right at this moment. Scanning the area, he concludes that cutting or neutralizing that lightning bolt is totally impossible. Watching the way the energy flows, he realizes if there's a weakness, he needs to find the exact point where all those lightning branches intersect. Mesmerized by the sheer beauty of the massive electrical discharge, he looks up and smiles at the insane display of power. exclaiming with excitement while reading the floating screen. He's totally shocked by this unexpected turn of events. Channeling all his energy into his blade, the kid unleashes a blue flash that tears through the sky with electric sparks. Flexing his power, he glares with glowing red eyes, intense and dead serious in the middle of the darkness. Cutting through the air, the Ethereus Spire Master's massive attack strikes hard, and he's got to dodge with everything he's got to avoid that electricity. Smashing into the ground, the energy blast creates shockwaves that shake the entire area. Right to end this, the Master channels everything into massive lightning strikes, shattering the air in a colossal display of power. The crowd is in total disbelief watching him dodge without his detection skill. No one saw that coming. This is where it gets crazy. Keeping his guard up, he narrowly escapes that brutal strike while calculating every move with surgical precision. Sensing the danger, he tries to react just in time while a beam of red energy cuts through the space around him. Red, sharp explosions pop off across the field as massive waves of heat crash into mystic barriers, making everything tremble. Smug and cocky, the Duke reveals that destroying the object totally failed, since it's actually there to refine the tower's infinite energy for him. Mocking the whole situation while the chat trolls his panic, the kid wears a cynical smile to play it cool. Massive electric charges crackle as the Duke intensifies his power, looking absolutely furious. While channeling his own energy, the kid points his weapon up and goes all out to turn the tide of the battle. Realizing his last hit nailed the boss's weak point, he keeps his stance firm and uses the opening to keep the pressure on. Glowing geometric patterns appear on the floating grid, with danger markers and item stats lighting up the tower area. Sharp winds and blue lightning take over the scene as the Duke tries to crush him with everything he's got. Annoyed by the kid's predictable move, the Duke throws some shade while sparking blue lightning between his hands. Keeping his cool despite the trash talk, the kid takes a deep breath, waiting for the perfect second to counter. Swinging his red blade, the Duke tries to slice him in two while glowing energy lights up the entire room. Bleeding and crackling with blue energy, the Duke laughs out loud, mocking the kid for supposedly forgetting his teleportation skill. Defeated, the Duke finally hits the floor as the system screen pops up to confirm his end, dropping the order fragment, and just like that, everything changed, leaving everyone confused about what just happened. Smirking with pure sass, the kid explains the next steps while the screen shows the 80th floor cleared. Rubbing it in everyone's face, he reminds the chat he's secured the payout and wants what he's owed. Celebrating the milestone, the system pings the mission as complete with a final score on the board. Leaning over his desk with a cynical smile, the guy watches the Tower Master fall while planning his next move to grab the remaining fragments. Calling his team to finalize the stream details, the agent tries to dig up info on that mystery streamer. Focused on hunting down the enigmatic streamer, the agent walks into a massive cathedral filled with celestial light. Exploring the shadowy halls, the agent sends a message asking about Altion's location, with the sound of metal echoing through the empty space. Staring at a giant chessboard, the operator talks to a mysterious entity about wiping out the corrupted targets. Asking if the elite squad did the deed, the agent hears that investigations are ongoing, but these kills don't match their usual style. Wondering if they can bring that faction to their side, the agent scans the area deep in thought. Taking a break to weigh the situation, the agent lets out a cryptic sigh while deciding the next move. Realizing there's no other choice, the agent fixes his hat and preps for action, ready to face the problem head-on. Smiling, the leader with purple hair and red eyes says she's going to check this story out herself. Blowing up the system interface, the chat goes wild talking about that unexpected stream that just went down. Speculating on their identities, the chat suspects these guys are from the Syndicate based on their weird lingo. Crying Potato jumps in to explain that they're actually the rival faction, currently in a direct clash with the Assassins. Pigal Sorrow jumps into the debate, reminding everyone that the creator already debunked any theories about an attack. With the chat on fire, it turns into a total mess, with everyone arguing about who's the most attractive character. Seeing the stream end, the protagonist sighs, saying the real story is finally about to kick off. Arriving at a deserted area, he's totally confused to find the place completely empty. Trolling, the system chat says nobody would dare hang around there after the mess he just caused. Massive craters cover the building's facade, while the chat trolls the damage with giant digital bandages and tons of emotes. Celebrating the moment, he flashes a huge grin, saying that was another mission wrapped up perfectly. Winking and giving a thumbs up, he celebrates a job well done. Bantering with the chat, he gets into a heated debate about the nature of the quest, while viewers joke that he's absolutely cracked. A massive donation of 100,000 won hits the screen, with the viewer thanking him for the pro-level gameplay. Surprising everyone, a user named Ark sends that huge donation, and the protagonist checks the notification. Staring at the screen, he wonders who this mysterious person really is. Checking the guy's history, the stream reveals he used to be a pro card game player and now works as a high-profile analyst. Connecting the dots and grasping the plan, our protege finally gets it and signals that everything just clicked. Realizing the net is tightening, he jokes with the stream that the audience is way bigger and more curious than he ever expected. Moving carefully to stay quiet, he decides it's time to bail from that hiding spot and slips away slowly. And just like that, everything changed. A mysterious hand grabs his wrist with force, stopping him dead in his tracks. Totally caught off guard, he lets out a confused noise while hanging in the air, held by the wrist. Before he can wiggle free, Christina pops up right in front of him, calling his name as the chat goes absolutely wild over the blonde's surprise entrance. With a friendly smile, Christina thanks him, revealing that 3 of the rulers have already been taken out thanks to his help. Hinting over a mysterious pouch, she tells him that this is the reward he was promised. Even though he thinks taking the reward is unnecessary, he stuffed the cash in his pocket thinking she really didn't have to give him anything. Smirking, Christina teases him and welcomes him to the fold, calling him nameless, while the chat keeps blowing up over the interaction. And no one saw that coming. Arthur Haig, the local branch manager, reveals himself with a smug grin, leaving our guy totally clueless about what's actually happening. Shaking hands, Arthur thanks him on behalf of all the assassins, while the chat tries to figure out why he's being so formal. Arthur keeps piling on the praise, claiming the city streets are way cleaner and safer because of him. Watching the whole thing and barely believing it, the guy gives a resigned shrug as Arthur slices up the weird creature right in front of him. As the chat celebrates the hard work, the viewers start acting like they're the ones who won, and the protag can't stand the arrogance. During the intense handshake between Arthur and our guy, the pressure is so crazy that it literally causes shockwaves, cracking the ground beneath them. Arthur suddenly shifts his tone, warning him with a dead serious look that it's time to stop taking out the regional rulers. Facing this mysterious threat, a virtual screen pops up demanding he stop hunting rulers, with response options for the next move. With the chat on fire and viewers roasting the situation, they already know exactly which wild option he's gonna pick. Ignoring the provocation, he hits them with a look of pure boredom, telling them no one has the right to guess what's going on in his head. Choosing the second option with total disregard, he doesn't blink, saying those guys wouldn't survive a day without him. Seeing the system register his annoying response, a viewer bursts out laughing, complaining that he falls for this trap every single time. Crossing his arms with a massive ego, he keeps it real, saying he isn't obeying anyone, and doubting they could handle the job without his help. Arthur just nods along, agreeing that it's a fact nobody can actually deny. He explains that taking out the final leader might make the criminal syndicate lose control and cause even more chaos in the city. Arthur calmly asks everyone to chill and wait for his team to finish cleaning up the mess at the site. Christina says goodbye with a mysterious smile, promising to get in touch as soon as things are sorted. Feeling suspicious about the whole deal, he tells the chat the branch manager is acting super weird and asks what they think. His brain starts putting the pieces together, wondering if that purple-haired woman is really with the syndicate and realizing something is definitely off. Wrapping up the workday, he does a little theatrical bit to celebrate and tells the stream that's it for today. Over in the chat, the viewers are in total panic mode, refusing to accept that the live stream is actually ending. Looking at the feed, the fans realize there's no escape. The broadcast is officially done. Having a change of heart, he tells everyone the stream is still on because he's got some big news to share. Showing an official response from the game's support team, Jin Sojun gets the confirmation that no unauthorized software was detected and no hacks were used. With a winner's pose and a smug grin, he celebrates the document that finally proves his innocence to all his followers. Addressing the haters, he tells the viewers that if he had to worry about every single complaint, he'd never get anything done. The protag drops another bombshell, and the chat goes completely off the rails with all these surprises. Flashy banners hit the screen, urgently calling for editors for a new project, with spots open for anyone interested. Explaining the process, he makes it clear that anyone interested needs to send them material straight to his email for review. Another solid option is to upload the video to eTest private and just shoot him the link via email. Sitting in the dark of his room, he asks the followers to double-check their work before sending it over. Racking up the stream for real, he gives a small wave to the camera while reminding the chat of the last few details as they keep spamming the text box. Thinking about the mountain of proposals he got, he starts weighing what kind of pro he needs for his videos. Celebrating the end of another live stream, he grabs some good food and a drink to finally kick back and relax. Setting the table for his meal, he goes for a huge plate of fried chicken with that crispy skin that makes your mouth water. Loving the crunch of the chicken and the ice-cold soda in his hand, he celebrates the moment, devouring his meal with total hype. Surprising him mid-meal, a friend pops up on his computer screen out of nowhere to ask a question about the editing gig. Asking what this MCN thing is, he raises a finger while still chewing, trying to figure out what that acronym even means. Breaking down how this partnership for content creators works, the guide on screen details all the perks he could be taking advantage of. Confirming the perks, the MC says the agency handles all his YouTube channel management. keeping things super simple. Cutting right to the chase, his buddy mentions the boss is free tomorrow and asks if he's down to meet up. Shutting that idea down immediately, the MC drops the bomb that tomorrow is a total no-go. Annoyed by the suggestion, he takes a sip of his drink, wondering why there's such a rush to go anywhere. And that's where it gets crazy. His phone dings with a message just as he's complaining about the rush. Stunned by the text, the MC's eyes go wide, reading in disbelief that the big meeting is scheduled for tomorrow. Choking on his drink, he spits it everywhere, totally panicking as he stares at the absurd message. Falling to the floor in shock, his friend gets annoyed seeing his chicken soaked in soda while the MC coughs, trying to process the madness. Bothered by the nonsense on his screen, he asks what kind of twisted joke he's even looking at. Kim Yoon-jin DMs him, revealing he's the head of Moviesoft Korea and wants to talk about the assassination organization ASAP. Totally weirded out, he tries to wrap his head around it, convinced the whole thing is just plain illogical. Staring at the bizarre screen, he can't believe his eyes, rereading every detail from Kim Yoon-chan. Wondering if this is just a low-budget scam, he asks himself what they could even want from him. Skeptical, he tries to figure out why someone would set up a meeting like this, while his friend questions who'd be crazy enough to try it. Called out on the support ticket he sent, he looks away, playing it off like he has no idea what that report was about. Acting totally clueless, he clutches his phone, trying to fake his innocence and stall for time. Enjoying the roast, his friend laughs, telling him it's just a warning as the MC sits there having no clue what to do. Testing his luck, he jokes that maybe the system will reward his honesty with a nice little bonus. Scoffing at the idea of freebies, his friend mocks him while taking another drink. Griping his phone tight, he eyes the screen, deeply conflicted about what to do with such a sketchy message. Bustling with people, the cafe is super loud, with customers chatting at every table while the staff weaves through the crowd. Focused on his screen, the MC coldly weighs the message, taking his time to map out his next move. Terrified on camera, the blonde guy begs for help, sobbing uncontrollably as he shares his absolute despair with the viewers. The stream chat keeps spamming the panicked guy non-stop messages about a broadcast that's been running for almost a full day. With the stream paused on old footage, our MC remains tied up while the chat loses its mind, begging for the madness to end. 22 hours is how long this insane live stream has been going, and our MC is just watching it like it's some kind of joke. Tired of the pressure, the blonde guy announces he's hitting the bathroom for a quick break to breathe and escape the chaos. Pointing up while mentioning a commercial break, our cool little blonde dude notes it's the very first ad he's run all day. No one saw that coming. The stream suddenly cuts to a regular ad popping up right on the MC's phone screen. Internal ads pop up explaining that this kind of placement is how travel streamers make their bread and butter. Technical details show that these ads run both before and during the live broadcast itself. The breakdown shows the system calculates the payout based on the exact number of people watching the feed. And just like that, the numbers go wild. 7 million viewers glued to the screen as stacks of cash blow up in celebration. Checking the platform's requirements for partnership, the MC realizes he's pretty close to hitting all the goals. Reviewing the screen, he sees the only real obstacle left to going pro is hitting the minimum days streamed. Analyzing the system requirements, he discovers he still needs to clear the mandatory live streaming day count. Crunching the numbers on hiring a pro, the MC realizes his budget is going to be way too tight. Staring at his phone, he thinks all this cash coming in at once feels way too extreme for his life. Right and cue, the blonde guy shows up on the stream, giving a shout out with a grumpy look on his face. Kim Yoon-jin steps in, smiling and introducing himself as the leader of the Moviesoft team who tried to reach out earlier. Jin So-jun politely reaches out to shake the representative's hand with a friendly smile. Sealing the deal with a firm handshake, Jin Se-yoon and Kim Yoon-chan connect as the energy in the room spikes. Being his #1 fan, the blonde guy goes totally overboard, shouting his admiration and thanking his idol for being on the stream. Apologizing for jumping the gun, the rep explains that the reason for the talk is actually super urgent. Jin So-jun brushes off any offers, staying totally chill while trying to read what they're actually after, scratching his face with an awkward smile. The MC tries to think of a way to turn down the proposal. Jin Se-jun blinks, confused by the strange request to delay the mission, just trying to process what's happening. Questioning their plans, he tries to digest the absurd idea of postponing his hunt for the rulers. Jin So-yoon accidentally lets it slip that he agrees, realizing a second too late what he just confirmed. Jin Se-jun listens as they explain that the special end of hunt video won't be ready for another 6 days. Trying to wrap his head around this, he's totally stunned by the company's nerve to ask him to slow down and even leak internal data. Jin So-jun thinks the terminology is weird and wonders what kind of agenda they actually have with all this consideration. Listening to the request to pause his gaming, he stares at the screen, baffled by how entitled these devs are acting. And that's where it gets crazy. The company grants him early access to beta test their next game, and he's low-key hyped hyped about it. Jin Seojun keeps staring at the screen, still trying to process his disbelief. He keeps hearing a barrage of wild offers, starting to wonder if this company is just poorly managed for giving away so much freedom. Jin Seojun tries to digest the proposal and asks if the only catch is literally just delaying the game test. Getting the confirmation that the deal ends there, he realizes that's actually the whole task. A bead of sweat rolls down his forehead while he processes this totally bizarre offer. He's still skeptical, mulling over the absurdity of it all and wondering if this is just some elaborate setup. Heavy footsteps echo through the room and someone cuts in with a blunt warning about the lack of trust. Jin Seojun jumps when he hears someone call a guide boss right behind him, spinning around to see who just walked in. A man with short brown hair, a faint mustache, and a friendly look stands there smiling calmly at him. Jin Seojun puts the pieces together and wonders if the guy in front of him is actually the leader of the company. The mysterious boss introduces himself as Eve Paimal, shaking hands while the MC wonders why a big-shot executive is out in the middle of nowhere. Team leader Kim's crew debates the fine print while Eve Paimal listens in, laser-focused on the proposal. Jin Seojun lets out a long sigh, muttering that he had everything under control before the interruption. He hears that the offer includes major sponsorships on top of the other perks, and realizes the deal is way bigger than he thought, and no one saw that coming. The values they just dropped on the table are insane, and he's holding the paperwork in total shock. Jin Seojun is completely lost as to why they dumped this much cash on someone who hasn't even launched his channel yet. Team leader Kim's crew analyzes the room, trying to figure out the real motive behind such a generous offer. He hears the direct explanation that this is just a business gamble, and he's left thinking about the scale of it all. The mysterious boss smiles, firmly holding the boy's head while explaining he's been watching his gameplay closely. He adds that betting on the kid's future growth was the main reason they decided to invest so heavily. A detailed clipboard sits on the table with the formal proposal while he absorbs every detail, weighing his options. Jin Seojun realizes that all this flattery is just a desperate attempt by them to lock him down before he blows up online. He closes his eyes for a second, feeling the exhaustion hit as a headache starts to throb. Finally giving in, the protagonist agrees to the boss's deal and gets ready to sign the papers without wasting another second. Flashing a fake corporate smile, he signs the documents, promising to give his all to this new partnership. Jin Seojun reads the fine print and sees a massive list of perks, including ad sponsorships and a ton of support from the brand. The conversation moves to the future, with a colleague asking about his plans for games once the current project wraps up. He laces his fingers together, listening intently to decide his next big career move. Kim Chan grins ironically, crossing his arms and dropping a philosophical question about justice onto the table. As the night drags on, the city skyline fades into a backdrop of dark, stormy clouds. Fueled by anger, Christina clenches her fists and slams it against the table in a total rage. She vents her frustration about receiving feedback full of petty demands, punching the desk and shouting that she did exactly what they asked. Notifications start popping up about massive pay cuts and orders to find another job as the tension spikes. Furious, she loses it in her room, screaming and vowing revenge on everyone who humiliated her. Fed up with being broke, she starts furiously typing on her computer to sort out her career once and for all. And just like that, everything changed. Christina stares at her screen, completely shocked by what she just found. Jin Seojun appears on her monitor while she's browsing a job site for new opportunities. Christina's face lights up when she realizes the famous streamer Jin is looking for a video editor. The job requirements make it clear that the role demands serious dedication and super fast turnaround times. A notification hits the screen, alerting everyone that Jin Seojun has just gone live. The chat goes crazy, with viewers hyped about the chance to see him take down the game boss. Jin Seojun starts the stream looking bored, while fans flood the chat with messages. Welcome messages pop up as he officially kicks off the broadcast for his followers. During the stream, the game shifts into a pixelated world where our lead is wearing a black cat costume, hopping across floating platforms. Celebrating the level clear, Jin Seojun, still in his catsuit, throws up a peace sign to mark the first milestone of the stream. Razima pops into the chat asking if this is really Jin Seojun's stream, and the prota confirms it with a chill vibe. The stream chat starts blowing up with complaints, fans questioning why Jin Seojun's playing this instead of tackling the main quests. Jin sighs, unimpressed, mentioning that the viewers clearly aren't vibing with the virtual kitty aesthetic. Realizing he's exhausted every option on his phone, Hargai gets restless, scrolling through menus and complaining about how bored he is. Colorful blocks from a classic puzzle game pop up on the screen as the virtual challenge keeps ramping up. Jin stops mid-game after hearing a weird sound from his phone, totally confused by the random notification, staring at the screen with a weirded-out expression. He examines the interface closely, trying to figure out the sudden shift. Angry messages flood the chat, with viewers trashing the gameplay and spamming rage emojis to show they're not having it. Suddenly, a massive like icon pops up, and Jin Seojun drops a a bold promise to the chat, swearing he's gonna hunt down the developers tomorrow. A pixelated cat with pink paws points at the sky while the chat goes wild, leaving Jin standing there frozen on the floating platform. Dressed in his cat costume with a confident pose, the lead tells everyone it's time to put an end to this mess. An official notification hits Jin's desktop, bringing some much-needed news from the project team. Sitting on his desk, he checks the updates, analyzing the situation with a sharp eye. Scanning the laptop screen, he realizes the number of applicants for the role is way lower than he expected. Turns out, very few people are actually interested in the editor position. Munching on a popsicle while pacing the room, the blonde guy watches his friends stress over the recruitment results. Memories of Han Ji-min's past work start flooding back, and he decides to reach out and offer him a shot. Thinking about Han Ji-min, he remembers he meant to contact him a while ago to settle things. Chilling with his popsicle, the blonde guy asks what the deal is, and why he's so stressed about the search. The editor job description he's looking at even suggests that the candidate should handle team management too. Images pop up showing Han Ji-min's style, rocking a blue sweater over a white shirt while highlighting his video editing and design skills. Thinking about the workload, the blonde guy chews on his toothpick, judging that one person can't possibly handle all that solo. Turning his head with a serious look, he gets poked in the back by the toothpick and snaps back, telling him to find someone else if he's got such a problem with it. Caught off guard by the suggestion, the guy in the sports jacket points at himself, asking if he's supposed to just go out and scout random people on the street. Eyes wide, Han Ji-min freezes up, and that's where it gets crazy. He's totally stunned by what he's seeing. Jin So-hoon smirks at his screen, sarcastically praising the guy for actually having a decent idea for once. But the vibe shifts instantly when he turns around, fuming, and tells him to pick between a compliment or an insult because he just wants to nap, wondering if he'll actually find what he's looking for. Jin So-hoon types the name into the search bar. Searching for the term, he scrolls through a list of results filled with videos related to his inquiry, looking for a visual match. Jin examines a post featuring photos of a girl smiling and winking alongside a close-up of a super detailed eyelid. Not feeling his own search results, he gives up and decides to check out clips from other users, hoping for something useful. Staring at the content on his screen, Han Ji-min is just completely confused by what he's found. Seeing the username, Jin is shocked to realize the person behind the post is using the handle BrickThief. Annoyed by the lack of response, the lead wonders why BrickThief has gone tonally silent after sending over that material. Keeping his focus sharp, he stares at the monitor, trying to process what all this means. Analyzing the screen, Jin So-hoon breaks down every detail of the mysterious post to figure out the author's hidden motive. Deciding to put this to rest, he closes the laptop with a quick click and gets ready to hunt down some answers. Checking his smartphone, Jin sees a sweet text from his mom asking him to grab dinner since the weather's so nice. Staring at the phone, he just stands there paralyzed, having absolutely no idea how to respond. Trying to process the surprise invite, Jin So-hoon forces a tense smile, letting out a muffled sound as he tries to keep his cool. Making a move, he stands up from his chair to head out and meet his mom. Pulling back the curtains, Jin steps forward, ready to face whatever new challenge is waiting outside. Adjusting his glasses with a faint smile, he looks into the sunlight, prep for whatever comes his way. Watching the sunset, Jin reflects on how fast time is moving and thinks back on the last 2 years. Thinking about how much has changed since that incident, he realizes his life has totally flipped. A red beam of light cuts through the darkness, revealing paintbrushes and supplies as a voice calls out to him. Looking down on him with a smug attitude, two faceless bullies make fun of his awkwardness with the brushes. Trembling, Jin So-hoon hears their threat to break his fingers if he doesn't stop what he's doing. Grinning with a twisted expression, the bully pushes him further, telling him that losing his ability to draw is the end of the line for him. Panicking, the guy's eyes go wide and he breaks into a cold sweat under the pressure of the intimidation. Gripping the curtains tight, he pulls himself up, trying to find his footing. Back in his room, he takes a deep breath, finally catching his wind after escaping that intense situation. Knowing the weight he carries, Jin So-hoon reflects on his pain, accepting the suffering consuming him from within. Trying to put together a video dedicated to Jin, he admits the result wasn't what he expected. The monitor shows a private YouTube stream of his editor application where he's totally stuck, not knowing what to do. Doubting his own skills, the kid laughs at the idea and just gives up on that path entirely. Staring at the screen with wide eyes, glasses on, and deep dark circles, he's dead silent, completely burnt out from failing to finish the video. Catchy phrases pop up on the screen, followed by a reminder that the goal for today is to hunt the queen. Jin So-hoon decides to set the computer aside and head to bed. Smiling at the camera with a friendly vibe, Jin So-hoon starts the livestream, waving with one hand while keeping the other on his waist. Jin So-hoon stays locked on the monitor while chat messages start flooding the left side of the screen. Virtual buttons float above the chat as the interface shows the viewer count climbing higher and higher. Jin So-hoon mentions, surprised, that there are way fewer people in the stream than he expected. Chat messages keep popping off, thoughtful, he gets ready to drop an important announcement for the viewers. Jin Seojun catches a notification for an important broadcast. Turning around to check out the new alert on the screen. Looking straight at the monitor, Jin Seojun's eyes go wide at an unexpected notification. Trying to process what's actually going down, Jin Seojun finds a video on the platform with a clickbait title claiming to be an application for streamer Seojun's editor, and it looks like it's actually about him. Trolling comments flood the chat as everyone mocks the public identity that just got leaked to the network. Jin Seojun appears, analyzing the computer screen, thinking about a comment he left on some video that hasn't been noticed yet. And that's where it gets crazy. Jin Seojun loses his cool, screaming in despair as he sees the reaction to that whole mess. His desperate plea echoes through the stream while the chat explodes, demanding the streamer notice that mystery editor's message. Total panic takes over Jin Seojun as he shouts, staring at the computer screen, unable to believe his eyes. Jin Seojun freaks out, realizing the video was set to public, desperately trying to figure out where he messed up the settings. Jin Seojun is baffled, having no clue how someone found that lost recording almost nobody had seen. Jin Seojun reads the pinned message in detail, soaking in every word, praising his raw work. Focused on landing a major partnership, Jin Seojun shows real interest in the raw talent of the person who made that masterpiece. Analyzing the footage coldly, Jin Seojun realizes that even by his own standards, the editing quality doesn't seem that extraordinary. Jin Seojun crushes the mouse so hard his hand shakes, finding it absurd that someone would talk about talent regarding his work. Weighing that revelation, Jin Seojun tries to process if what he just heard makes even the slightest bit of sense. Jin Seojun thinks about how to handle this whole situation if he can just get out of there. Jin Seojun hears the chat laughing at him and realizes he just embarrassed himself live. Covering his awkwardness with a light cough, Jin Seojun tries to play it cool and regain control of the stream. Jin Seojun declares they're going to hunt the queen, mapping out the next steps of the mission. Watching the red marker glowing in the dark street, Jin realizes the mission location is right in front of him. The young man shoves the wooden door open, checking out the architecture of the buildings around the dark alley. Entering that mystery bar, Jin is met with a dim environment full of people scattered at the tables. Workers move around the counter while Jin Seojun spots a mysterious figure emerging from the back of the place. Smiling ironically under his dark hood, the protagonist responds to the chat as the interface displays a question about his exact whereabouts. The kid throws a lightning-fast strike that rips through the air, sending plates and cups flying while the whole kitchen goes wild. Fast as a flash, the kid darts through a narrow door, dodging every obstacle in his way. Wrapped in the shadows of the silent warehouse, the protagonist walks slowly as the sound of his footsteps echoes through the room. Heavy boots land firmly on the wooden floor, revealing the steady pace of the intruder advancing cautiously. Standing at the top of the stairs, the kid watches the scene ahead, evaluating his next moves. Surprised by the update, Jin reads the floating interface and finds out that this secret area only opens for those with a high reputation in the criminal world. Walking with firm, calculated steps, he descends the spiral staircase while scouting every corner of the underground hideout. Stopping suddenly, Jin runs into Christina, the blonde woman standing there with her arms crossed in a challenging pose. Smirking with that superior attitude, she crosses her arms, asking why he's there and if he's looking for a quest. Facing the floating menu, the protagonist analyzes the two options with a dead serious look while the system waits for his decision. Staring at the digital panel, Jin Seojun analyzes the system's warning to avoid quests if he really wants that valuable shard of order. And just like that, everything changed. The screen shows chatters mocking the guys who caught a ruler and are complaining about it. Getting teased by the chat, the guy just shrubs it off and decides to move forward. Laughing at the messages, the viewers think it's hilarious to watch people trying to delay the end of the dungeon at all costs. Quickly weighing his options, Jin hits the button for a new quest without a second thought. Standing before Christina, he looks her dead in the eye and says it's time to deal with the rulers. Christina stays completely silent, taking in the plan and processing her next move. He apologizes for everything, keeping a serious face and a laser-focused look. Christina warns him it's way too early for this, since the group isn't prepared for what's coming. Scanning the chat, the kid spots a comment from Banana Pudding saying she's doing the same thing all over again. In the stream chat, Smell of Rotten Mackerel keeps it real, saying these guys will never be ready for what's about to hit them. Wrapping things up, Christina heads up the stairs, telling him to come back if he ever needs another quest. Fixing his eyes on the chat, he sees a comment from Ricebug calling him out and asking if he's just gonna keep stalling. Blowing off the warnings, Jin makes it clear he never listens to anyone, drawing a sword that glows with intense magical energy. With a confident smirk and his sword slung over his shoulder, the proto decides it's time to rush the enemies. Launching into action, Jin Seojun takes off at full speed. And that's where it gets crazy. Red energy slashes through the sky, tearing through the roof of the historic mansion. Boosting himself through the air, he locks onto his target down below with perfect precision. He spots the facade of the massive building lit up by the city lights. Albert Palace pops up on the stream, showing the castle under moonlight as a raid kicks off. Massive plants and gardens cover the grounds, while a holographic map displays the palace layout, with red swords marking the path to the dungeon where the leader is hiding. Tactical data shows over 300 mercenaries in the royal guard as a laser sight pinpoints the main royal figure inside the walls. Rows of soldiers in metal armor and helmets march through the courtyard under the night sky, spears held tight. Hitting the ground with his heavy boots, the proto lands with total force. Staring at the ornate temple entrance, Jin Se-hyun stops in front of the double doors, lets out a surprised "oh," and thinks back on the path that led him here. Looking at the magical glow with a "that's a bit much" face, he says it shines brighter than a Christmas tree and decides to move out. Suddenly, a bright notification pops up with a massive 10,000 won donation from Loaded Dice, who challenges him to take a mission. Giving a playful smirk, he answers the viewer and asks what exactly the mission is. Engaged viewers flood the chat with jokes and comments while following every move of the blonde guy. And that's where it gets good. Shocked by the huge donation, he eyes the message from Loaded Dice, suggesting a totally wild mission. Hitting them with some classic sarcasm about the cash flying around, Jin drops a playful jab while looking at the over-the-top donation alerts. Doubting the current plan, a viewer named When Will Is Wait asks if an assassination is even worth it if it destroys the Shard of Order. Analyzing the viewer's riddle, he taps his chin while mentally weighing all the risks. Thinking about the potential disaster, he wonders if he should cancel the quest to save the Shard. Deciding to just go for it, Jin grins and says he'll handle things his own way. Lifting his hand, he seals the deal with a high five to the donation box, saying if it all goes wrong, he'll just die and try something else. Blown away by his chill attitude, just existing, asks how Jin can act like he's just taking a stroll through a war zone. Shifting focus away from the chat, a wide shot reveals the city's massive Gothic architecture. Keeping his guard up, the soldier scans the area for anything suspicious. Before the guy can react, a weird sound comes from the garden bushes, grabbing his full attention. Panicked by the sound, a giant shadow ducks behind a tree to avoid being seen. Curiosity peaks when a strange sound echoes from above, revealing a cat on a tree branch, while the guard looks on, totally confused. Surprising the guard with total cuteness, a fluffy cat leaps from the bushes into his arms, racking up points on the stream. Moving fast, the proto dodges with style, his boots hitting the ground with a solid thud. Hidden in the thick foliage, Jin celebrates a successful entry while trying to stay unseen. The live chat blows up, hyped at how easy he's making this look. Closing his eyes, he focuses on what matters to turn the tables. And just like that, everything changed. His eyes glow bright blue as he activates his skills to scan the area. Visualizing the mansion's blueprints, Jin So-jun stands before the massive main entrance. Scanning the internal structure through the blue holographic map, he realizes how much easier this makes things, and jokes about why he spent so much to get it. Finally getting how the interface works, Jin realizes it was worth the money to unlock these functions. With a mocking look at the screen, he rejects the offer to buy X-ray goggles, thinking the infiltration will be a piece of cake. The chat mocks his confidence, debating if he's ready for what's coming next. Hearing a suspicious noise, he stops dead and turns around, trying to figure out what's up. Firm footsteps echo through the entire area. Crouched behind a thick tree, Jin watches the scene with a chill smile, waiting for the perfect moment. Staying dead serious, he scans the surroundings, trying to keep a low profile. Looking at the situation from above, a guard warns his team about snipers on the high ground. Analyzing the sudden shift, the kid decides to change things up and scraps his whole strategy. Holding a dark stone and black gloves, he examines the small object he found on the ground, asking sarcastically what kind of trick the kid will pull this time. The viewer Dead Battery Finger is dying to see what happens next. Dodging attacks with insane agility, he uses all his speed to leap toward the structure with a giant clock. Landing inside the massive mansion with a huge jump, he hits the floor silently as tension fills the dark space. Delivering a brutal blow from above, a blast of red energy smashes right into the heavy metal lock, and that's where it gets crazy. The structure shakes and the viewer thought's head empties, totally lost on what's going down. With a deafening boom, the lock gives in to the pressure and shatters into thousands of glowing pieces. Hitting the floor after a perfect landing, the kid catches his breath as a pink magic circle pulses around him. Sporting a confident grin, Jin thinks this is way too easy for his current build. In the chat, Chicken Lambeef is super confused, asking what on earth is happening. Peeking through the crack in the glass door, he scans the dimly lit room while staying as quiet as possible. Relieved to see the place is empty, he celebrates in his head while checking out the quiet room. Coming from somewhere close by, Jin hears a weird sound that grabs his attention and leaves him wondering. Seeing Bia Faberpastor might ask if he got caught, the proto takes advice from Strawberry TQC Rapier to dive under the bed. Ditching the hiding hiding spot, he realizes stealth is off the table now that the enemies are fully alert and in combat mode. Breaking down the mechanics, the system panel makes it clear that any noise instantly triggers enemy detection. Every little sound now acts as a beacon for the enemies to track him down. As the warning flashes, the guards start sweeping every corner looking for the source of the noise. Knowing the clock is ticking, he realizes the penalty for running out of time could be a total nightmare. Panicking at the pressure, the guard in the green armor and round helmet starts screaming into his radio. Even far from the fight, detention has every soldier in the area on high alert. As the challenge ramps up, Jin Seo-jin realizes this test is worthy of a true monarch. No one saw that coming, but as he turns to face the heat, the chat starts trolling him, betting he'll fail for the first time. Pulling out a glowing dagger, he shifts into a defensive stance, plotting his next escape route. As a heavy door swings open, a sliver of light reveals an armored guard stepping through. Taking the hit is all the kid can do as the blade gleams with full power in the air. Critical hits pop off on the screen as multiple slashes shatter the opponent's helm in seconds. Hidden from the immediate view, Jin Seo-jun watches every move with total focus as the tension peaks. Smirking like he called it all along, the kid celebrates as the plan hits the mark perfectly. Daggers are elite for silent missions, and Jin shows why they're the best choice for his current play. Slashes fly across the screen as the stream catches the high-speed clash of steel. Shooting through the city shadows at top speed, he pushes forward while his footsteps echo. Critical hits blast the screen as the stream shows massive damage stacking up fast. Each strike lands with overwhelming force, leaving the opponent with zero chance to react. Health bars start melting away while the relentless fight pushes up the red stairs. Pushing through the detailed halls of the mansion, Jin makes his move, racking up points as the numbers climb. HP bars plummet as enemies and dark robes drop to the floor, surrounded by golden energy rings. Holstering his weapon with a smug smile, he declares the mission a total success. The chat goes wild, stunned that he wiped the floor with the guards before an alarm could even go off. Keeping his guard up, the Prota observes everything from the floor above. Right in the crosshairs of the holographic map, the Sovereign's location is revealed behind the decorated red door. Blades slice through the air with insane speed as a surprise attack rains down on the guards. The strike smashes the soldier's helmet. Massive crit numbers jump up, and the other guard looks totally lost. Flying through the air with a 100-point bonus, he lands with a shockwave, leaving the guards down for the count. As the massive, detailed double doors creak open, a lush corridor is revealed deep inside. Carefully stepping into the queen's chamber, a dark, mysterious vibe hits, with floating orbs everywhere and a huge question mark popping up. No one knows what's going on. Magic orbs pulsing with dark energy surround the room, and you can practically feel the danger lurking in every corner. Walking in like he owns the place, our guy shows up in a dark trench coat, smirking while the live chat loses it, calling his bold walk-in strategy absolutely ridiculous. With a massive 100,000 won donation hitting the screen, the sender-loaded dice has our lead totally confused. Is this a scam or is it for real? Surrounded by mysterious rocky spheres emitting dark energy and purple lightning, he keeps his cool, sizing up the danger floating all around him. Bright pink energy lines slice through his field of vision like lasers as a targeting reticle with concentric circles locks on. Glowing energy orbs fire cutting beams, turning the space into a total hazard zone, while electric discharges explode everywhere. Standing dead center in the targeting zone, he holds his ground, waiting for the orbs to fire as the pressure starts to climb. Beams of light snap right at his boots, the attacks tearing through the air around him. A tight shot shows his serious face with red warning lights illuminating the sides of his head. Fed up with the audacity of the attack, Team Leader Kim makes it clear he isn't letting this slide. Purple lightning lights up the room while energy beams rip through the air near the bed, exploding with serious force. Under the red glow of the magic targeting system, Jin stays calm, not shifting an inch while the energy tries to break his stance. And that's where it gets crazy. The massive, regal figure emerges, radiating insane pressure and acting all high and mighty about some insolent being challenging the order. Lights lock onto Team Leader Kim as the tension in the room hits the mat. The queen appears looking imposing with a glowing mirror and arrogantly asks who dares to enter her domain. He watches the broadcast intensely while the chat goes wild, celebrating the queen's big entrance. In the chat, the audience is hyped to the max, ready for this boss fight to finally kick off. Jin Seo-jun thinks the viewers don't want to see some basic tutorial on how to wreck the queen. I mean, the stream's already packed with other players who breezed through this challenge already. He figures the crowd wants the exact opposite, just pure chaotic fun. Grinding for max rarity in a competitive game is tough, and honestly, nobody's even touched that supreme fragment for server control yet. Locked in on the screen, Jin Seo-jun watches every single frame with a super serious, focused look. The boss's secret weapon pops up on the game screen, the same lethal item she used during the earlier walkthrough. Toggling the advanced settings, Jin adjusts the frame rate and resolution to give the viewers the best quality possible. Activating an advanced advanced tracking system. Jin Sojun locks his aim on her weak spots to secure the win. She floats in the center of the arena, calling up dark energies to unleash a devastating attack. A beam of red energy slices through the darkness with brutal force, making everything around him shake. Aiming the digital reticle right at the queen, his fast strike cuts through the air like a red streak toward the target. Prepping his blade for a clean counter, Jin plants his feet in the digital arena, funneling all his energy into that red threat. She finally loses her patience, channeling massive magic through an orb in her hands. With a red flash, he unleashes a brutal strike at the queen, and that's where it gets good. She's forced to react to the overwhelming pressure. Sliding across the floor to dodge, Jin finishes the move right in her face, sparks flying white off his blade. The impact shatters the magic mirror into pieces, her distorted reflection breaking along with it. Shards fly everywhere while he stays locked in, sizing up the situation amidst the total chaos. Keeping his guard up in the digital void, Jin watches the second phase of the battle start, tracking every single movement. She feels impact of her shattered reflection and keeps her eyes glued on him. The queen screams in fury, ranting about her ruined sacred object. Fragments of the broken mirror start floating magically as a blinding light takes over the digital space. Channeling her rage, the boss sends a swarm of sharp glowing crystals to counter him. Blinded by anger, she rushes him, yelling that she's going to slice through anything in her way. Fast-paced combos clash against the digital barriers, the hits echoing with full force. Violent impacts wreck the virtual landscape while their clash sends shockwaves rippling through the stream. Jin grips a glowing tech key, looking totally surprised by what just popped up in front of him. Faced with such an absurd attack, he wonders how you're even supposed to hit a target that fast. Lightning tears through the space as she unloads a crazy amount of power in a loud pink flash. Focused on finding an opening, he locks his aim exactly where he needs to disable the whole mess. With one precise, lightning-fast move, he swings his blade, sending a red energy wave cutting through the air. The queen's eyes go wide, and no one saw that coming. She lets out a scream of pure shock at the destruction around her. Hatching her off guard with a total feint, the strike hits the real target, showing everyone exactly who's in charge. Desperate and overwhelmed, she feels her entire foundation crumbling while trying to hold back the pressure, letting out a roar of pure fury. The queen feels the devastating impact as her health bar plummets and that perfect strike lands dead on. Paralyzed by the chaos, she stands frozen while her grand attire shows the wear and tear of the battle. Completely cornered and out of options, she plunges downward, her body floating amidst the debris falling from above. Jin Sojun turns his head, analyzing the situation with a curious look, realizing something major just went down nearby. With the fight over, a notification screen confirms the queen's defeat, and that's where it gets good. A mysterious crystal appears, floating in the air to wrap up the mission in style. The live chat goes absolutely wild, with viewers spamming the incredible feat they just witnessed on screen. The kid quickly snaps his gaze toward the open window, spotting a mysterious raven appearing outside, carrying an urgent message in its talons. The bird beats its wings hard, slicing through the wind toward him. Focused on the small bird that just arrived, he tilts his head, wondering if that's actually a messenger. A holographic notification pops up announcing that a hidden scenario has been activated, while the raven lands on his head, clutching a mysterious letter. In the chat, everyone is totally lost, panicking and asking who sent that thing. Staring intently at the letter he just got, Jin realizes the message has specific instructions from the local manager. The chat is fuming because they waited all week for this part, and now the streamer is threatening to stop. Standing there with a thoughtful expression while holding the paper, he tries to process what's happening on his own live stream. Landing right in front of Jin, the raven spreads its wings and takes off, leaving him totally intrigued. A new window pops up on screen indicating a hidden scenario involving an enigmatic cube, and he decides to check it out for himself. Arriving at the destination, he carefully observes every detail of the dark space, lit only by the moonlight coming through the windows. Firm footsteps echo through the room as he advances, his black boots clicking against the floor while he investigates. Standing in the corner of the dark room, he notices Arthur Haig approaching, asking why he was summoned all the way out here. Seeing that window pop up out of nowhere, the kid sighs in boredom, realizing the auto mode kicked in again. Looking over his shoulder with a serious expression, Arthur complains about him taking down the queen without permission. Rushing it off with a cocky smirk, the kid says that's Arthur Haig's problem, and he's got nothing to do with it. In the chat, people start trolling, asking if that complaint is actually coming from the streamer or just another auto mode bug. With an ironic smile, Arthur retorts that the kid never actually received any missions from them in the first place. Arthur Haig keeps talking, dead serious, claiming the kid was never part of the group and had no official ties to them. His face hardening, the protagonist stares him down with a cold look, and that's when the tension hits a breaking point. Cutting through the air at insane speed, Arthur Haig moves fast, slamming a blade right next to Jin's head. Standing in the darkness, Arthur stares fixedly at the sword embedded in the wall as he hears the protagonist ask what he's doing. Arthur cracks a confident smile, realizing the previous attack wasn't enough to take the kid down. Caught off guard, the kid asks what's going on, his voice echoing through the dark space, scowling at the sarcastic comment. Jin hears Arthur Haig reveal he was working with the syndicate all along. The military leader mentions the alliance was made to prevent mutual destruction, but everything changed when that individual arrived. Determined to end it, Arthur makes it clear he's already made his final decision. He breaks into a sinister grin, explaining his true plan is to use that power to wipe out the rulers and put his own allies in charge for a supreme order. The stream chat collapses with dozens of messages realizing the crime boss was actually the manager of the Assassin Squad branch. Short and direct, Arthur admits he didn't expect any independent moves from his allies until the very final moment. Comments on the screen debate the weird mission and loot rules while the chat speculates about the game's mechanics. Looking at the situation with a serious gaze, Arthur Haig coldly says thanks for taking out the problematic targets. As Arthur talks about the mission, the tension hits its peak and a mechanical click breaks the silence while the dark-haired kid watches from the background. Arthur Haig, with a mocking smile and the word goodbye floating in the air, hits the detonator on his red glove, ready to blow it all up. Smiling with a look of pure amusement, the dark-haired kid watches the explosion go off right in front of him. Laughter echoes through the area as Arthur cackles uncontrollably amidst the wreckage and flames. Violent fire engulfs the entire scene and no one saw that coming. The protagonist is actually enjoying every second of the chaos. Shielding his face with his arm to the dust and smoke, he tries to stop coughing as the situation gets intense. Deep in the dense smoke, a question hangs in the air while confusion takes over the protagonist's thoughts. Colossal flames consume everything as Jin tries to escape the danger zone while the suffocating heat takes over. Covering himself with cloth to block the heat, he tries to stay calm while the environment collapses around him. Plunging downward at high speed, Jin cuts through the sky amidst falling debris, and just like that, the impact is seconds away. Landing perfectly after the vertical drop, the protagonist executes a flawless move on the ground as a trail of red energy cuts through the air. Looking up through the flames, he spots that imposing figure watching from the roof under the massive red moon. Arthur Haig grips his sword tight, blade glowing red, with a cold and threatening look in his eyes. Debris explodes everywhere as Arthur fires a massive wave of red energy, cutting through the air straight toward the kid. With a brutal stomp, the protag shatters the floor instantly as the impact echoes through the scene. Feeling the recoil of the hit, Jen groans in pain while struggling to tank the full force of the strike. He can barely breathe, wondering if this is actually it. Is this where his journey hits the finish line? A massive explosion of yellow light consumes everything, and no one saw that coming. The destruction is absolutely off the charts. Arthur surveys the damage with his glowing sword pointed down while smoke and fire take over the area. Arthur Haig eyes the situation with a cynical smirk, realizing there's been a crazy twist with the allies. Above the chaos and flames, a raven lands with precision, bringing direct orders to the battlefield. Arthur starts talking to his allies, a raven perched on his shoulder tracking every word he says. Shocking revelations hit the air, announcing that the Nameless has officially betrayed the assassin unit. Harsh orders come flying down, making the hunt for this individual the absolute top priority. Black screens with red text pop up in front of everyone, triggering a hidden mission. Every assassin in the city is hunting the protag right now. Glowing screens appear, dropping an insane challenge. Survive against an army of assassins for an entire day. The whole city turns into total chaos, and the hunt for the protag just hit an absurd level. Jin Segon opens his eyes wide, analyzing the danger around him without showing a single sign of panic. Scratching his head, he wonders if the so-called auto mode finally shut off, completely blindsided by this insane secret mission. He mutters under his breath as he realizes he's the primary target. Smirking with a playful glint in his eye, Jin realizes the scale of this mess just got way bigger than he expected. Sitting comfortably in a wooden chair inside this rustic building, he wonders about the true nature of this strange place. With no name or clue who he really is, he stares into the void, trying to wrap his head around what's happening. Christina walks down the hall with a mysterious briefcase, and the kid cheers, calling out to her. She shows up holding the case, explaining that she followed Arthur and overheard his entire conversation. Christina is clearly fired up, saying she can't believe that guy played everyone for fools. Reacting to the drama with some humor, the group lightens the mood, joking that everyone goes through a pretending to be someone else phase. Fueled by pure anger at the deception, Christina clenches her fist, vowing to head to the main base and expose Arthur Haig once and for all. Isolated in his lab, the guy gets caught off guard by an urgent request from above to hold the line a bit longer. Hidden in the ventilation shafts, the blonde guy watches everything carefully, wearing a black mask to stay off the radar. Focused on the mission, Johan plans his perfect strike while keeping a close eye on the pair in the room below. Christina finally loses her patience, shouting at the top of her lungs for the guy to stop it immediately. Driven driven by total fury at this absurd situation. The pro grits his teeth and decides it's time to take action. Launching from the air with a dagger in hand, Johan dives for a lethal strike, but Christina and Jin react just in time. Thanks to cracked reflexes, Johan gets intercepted in midair and locked into a submission hold right on the side of his face. Eating the impact of the move, Johan feels the pressure crush his neck while pink energy explodes all around them. Christina is completely lost, wondering how the kid managed to pull that off with such ease. Hilarious comments flood the virtual chat as viewers watch the live stream and start roasting the situation. Shocked by what just happened, she stares ahead, wondering if this is real and if he can handle all this pressure. With a chillingly calm smile, the protag says that since he's just a user in this world, he doesn't even need to worry about the real stakes. The chat goes wild with sarcastic comments, egging on the fight without caring about the danger at all. He stares down his opponent on the ground, asking what one single request they want to make. Christina holds the fallen opponent, begging the kid to spare their lives because they were all manipulated by Arthur. Desperate to save her allies, Christina gets on her knees, offering everything she has for his mercy. Crazy comments filled the screen as everyone realizes how wild it is to deal with her emotions right now. Frozen for a second, the protoreg's eyes go wide, and that's where it gets crazy. The situation totally slipped out of his control. To everyone's surprise, a bright window pops up, showing a hidden affection mission has been completed successfully. Finding it funny, Jin flashes that iconic smirk while checking the new interface on his screen. The chat is losing its mind over how easily he handled it, calling out his super chill vibe during an in-edit mission. Faced with bizarre choices on the screen, Jin sees an option confirming Christina likes him, giving him the chance to accept or decline the proposal. Christina leans in, whispering a mysterious nickname as the vibe in the room gets incredibly strange. Closing her eyes gently, Christina holds Jin's hand tight, hoping with everything she's got that he stays safe from whatever danger lies ahead. Heavy footsteps echo through the room as Jin slowly walks in to cut the tension and face the guy in the dark suit waiting there. With a bored expression, he doesn't even care, glancing sideways and letting out a mocking scoff at the threat that just showed up. Watching it all go down, the chat starts freaking out, begging the system to explain how the other guy won and left him hanging. And just like that, everything changed. The viewers are desperate, mentally begging for any drastic move to stop the embarrassment. Jin Seojun spreads his arms wide, acting out a scene to ease the confusion and telling everyone to chill out and stop fighting. Suddenly, his eyes flare with pure rage as he loses his cool once and for all. Charging straight at Jin, Johan draws his weapon and tries to land a direct blow right on his head. Jin, spot on, blocks Johan's attack. Jin's eyes glow bright red in the dark, and a system message makes it clear that this is only the beginning of the chaos. Gripping his sword tight, he realizes he can counter those attacks, and finds out his location has been totally exposed. Staring at that massive weapon stuck in the terrain, Jin Sojun checks the chat bubble, asking if they want to head outside first.